Um, I never know what's happening. We gotta go with the dogs, or I was gonna be much later. Uh, Come on, assholes. Time to go out. Come on. Hurry up. We're letting the heat out for no fucking reason. Here we go. Oh my god. They don't even like attempt it sometimes. They're like, yeah, just give us the treat. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. 1, 2, 3. And the lazy ones that don't even come all the way down. Sadie Lady is at the top of the steps. Sears is on the ramp. Here you go. Alright. I was in the Monet Key Rights group trying to explain that. And it's just like, there's like no easy way to like fully explain the Monet Key to anybody, especially because of the fucking stupid 13th right too. It's like, it makes no sense. I'm like, why would you call it that? Like, why would you call it that? Like, it's not like they don't know each other, or like she's some like faraway person from the whole like actual process. You know what I mean? Alberto's the one that brought us the Monet Key Rights. His wife brought us the 13th right, but there's 9 Monet Key Rights and 1 womb right that she calls the 13th right. So people are like, what is this? And I'm like, nope. Then I did the star rights, which is 4 rights, which they're not really, you know what I mean? Those are other things. But it's like, it's hard to explain. And I try to make it available in the different ways that will be like conducive to people who just want to get the womb right and the star rights, or just want to get the star rights and the Mooney Key rights, or just want the womb right, or just want, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's so much information, and it's so like, then when you come on here, there's the information video, and then there is links to go like get the full activation video, but then there's the meditation videos to strengthen the activations, and it's like, and because of the way the Monet Key is in itself, there's 3 categories for the 9 rights. So there's like the 4 foundation rights, blah 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 blah. And it's like, it's just, there's a massive amount of information. I was dying last night. By the time I got off of here, it was like everything, like I knew I was in pain, but by like when I got off, it like hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was like, ah. It took a while to like calm down, but tonight I'm gonna like make sure I don't do that again. Let's see. Let's just bring you over. And then, oh, and I wanted to tell people, because I'm stupid and I keep forgetting to tell people, I got rid of Vimeo, okay? So, what I did was like, I'm like, screw this, I'm not paying $300 to have Vimeo when I can not do that. And so I downloaded every video that I ever uploaded there. So if you go to look for a video and you're like, oh, I can't get this video, let me know. If you paid for a video previously that you want to watch later that you had on Vimeo, let me know and I'll get it for you. There's a lot in my computer that I have to slowly upload onto YouTube into my other things so that I can, individually sell them through my website. I already did like the first 4 Monet Key rights, like those are there. The full package of the Monet Key rights is already there. Every time I did a goddess activation, those are already on my website and through YouTube. So there was no need for that. Like the only thing that's not available right now off the get-go is Alcyon Light Healing videos. So what I'm doing is uploading those onto YouTube, making individual things for them on my website, and then I will replace the links inside of the corresponding videos in the playlist of Alcyon Light Healing, and moving forward they'll be done in a new way. But if you paid for an Alcyon Light Healing activation that you're like, I really want to watch that one, they're all in my computer. It's just it takes time to get them to upload and process. And what do you know? You're a tricker. You're a trickster. He's like, you're not paying attention. I'm gonna climb you. He's such a clinger. But yeah, I wanted to remember that while I'm here present. I know not everybody can comment. My website now has a chat box too, and it always has the contact page. So if there's ever something that's missing or whatever, just let me know. But I did already put the Oracle card creator like course thing that's already available on the site as it is, the womb right, already there. So a lot of stuff was already conducive to move, and it was stupid to pay $300 to do what I was doing. I also got rid of Zoom because I was paying $300 for Zoom on top of Microsoft, whatever the fuck it is, that comes with a thing that's just like Zoom, which now we don't need because YouTube lets us collaborate for free. But yeah, I'm trying to be smarter about like all these added ththings. No, but this is why you didn't need to come up here, because now he wants to come up here and he's too fat. Oh my fucking god. No. Oh. Where do I fucking sit, guys? Whatever. Alright. Fuck you guys, yeah. No, you're so, don't you dare jump! Be good. Alright, let's see. Ah! I don't want to do that. Alright. That's dying. You gotta fucking plug it in. 3 days in a row live is a lot for me. Alright. Let's see what's going on in there. Beagle baby, I know. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. I'm not mad at you. I know. I gave them baths last night. I actually got my ass back up out of bed because of how bad he smelled. And I was like, oh my god. I gotta give you a bath. Alright. Hello. Hi, Bridget. I was planning on being here live, but a friend has turned up, so I would like to ask you what's going on with my DM. He tried to have his cake with a third party, and it's been 2 months since we separated. Okay. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Songs of Starlight. Hi, Shelly. Hello, Bridget. It's my first time for one of your live readings. Hi, Brent. How are you? And they're cute. I know. They are cute, but they can be a little bit of a, I only use Zoom for free events, so it doesn't cost me nothing. Yeah, you know what happened was I was trying to be nice and collaborate with somebody on YouTube when they were first starting out, but that was before they added that, like, hey, collaborate easily button. And the only way anything would work when we were set to go live that night was if I bought the Zoom, and then the next year it, like, charged me again, and I'm like, what the fuck, I didn't want it. I never wanted it. Because I have Microsoft 365, which comes with its own version of that free. So, yeah, I got screwed for no reason. But okay, first of all, I'm gonna do one for Abby, because Abby had missed a couple of them, and she was basically just like asking like what she needs to be focused on. I think like what her guides wanted her to focus on for like the energy of the spring equinox and stuff, like what she needs to do. And then I'll do that one that's at the top. So if you guys have questions and you're in here, put them in, because I just kind of go in order. I also have one from Lisa that couldn't come. So I'll do people who are in here before I do Lisa's. All right, I got healer for Abby. Um, you have the spiritual gift of healing and a desire to share it with others. And you are protected, so you are safe and supported while you change your career. So, I know, like, I don't know, like, like, I don't know, every time I've talked to you, you're kind of like I am. You're like, I'm gonna do moon stuff. No, I'm gonna do this thing. No, I'm going to freaking in another state. Nah, never mind. It's like, there's always, like, you're always changing your mind, or you're a Gemini. Like, come on. But it says that you're an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. So you are protected. You are a healer. You can work with animals. Like, you're always still connecting with, like, the animal kingdom and, like, the star energy. You know, like just be aware of you and what you innately, intuitively, like, easily do that you enjoy doing. That's like, this doesn't feel like work. This feels easy. And then, work that into your life and into your experience as a healer and as a light worker. Because basically, like, I think that's part of the problem that a lot of us find when we want to be, like, in a spiritual business, is like, oh, niche down. But, like, there really isn't that in the spiritual community so much. Like, yeah, you could do predominant tarot readings for love, but if you're truly, like, a star seed who's here to break up systems, who's here to change the way that we do shit, and you're intuitively guided and connected to multiple things, it's likely that you're not going to want to always do the same thing over and over. So allow yourself that from the get-go, so people come to expect that from you. People know me at this point. Like, this channel was created, I never expected it to, like, grow and get to, like, where it has gotten, because I was like, I just want a place to put the stuff that I know the twin flame people don't want to watch. But what I started putting here, the right people came for it because they aligned to it. They liked it. They were like, yeah, give me more of that weird girl that does this stuff that we like. So it doesn't matter what it is. If you are authentic and you put yourself out there consistently and just ride the wave of the energy, people will come to know what to expect from you. And if they like it, they'll stay. If they don't, they won't. But there's like something in my head. I think it was like one of those major dudes that was like, whatever you want to do, there's a following. Like you can niche down to, like, a very specific thing, but if you're not gonna resonate with it, don't bother. But no matter what you want to do, whether it's like, I want to blow up G.I. Joe dolls, there's gonna be an audience for it. Just like there's an audience for people who, they're the people who have that kinky thing of, like, oh, we're going to dress up like babies or dogs or whatever. Like, it may not be a huge following or whatever, but you don't need that. Think of things as, like, quality over quantity too, because you could have 1,000 people watch your videos, but what does that matter if those 1,000 people who watch your videos not really supporting you, or it isn't transitioning into support financially or support for your growth and your work? Because if you want to make it a career, you're going to have to, have that thing where that can happen. There's oracle cards here too. It says you are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. And then you have the strength. Everything that you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. So even just your life experience, like, if you're like, let me share about that, other people will have something that they find within you that they resonate with. And writing author is here too with study. So there may be things that you're studying now that you're going to write about, or maybe things that you experienced already that you should write about, and, like, become that spiritual teacher of the concepts and the things that you've learned through the strength that you've gained. And you can do it like I do. Like, I can stand here without the cards and talk to you, but people feel something extra when I show the card that backs up what I'm saying. So it's like, you just gotta find the thing that works for you, that people like, that they get, like, drawn to. The way that you're gonna teach, the way that you're gonna do it with your creative expression, it doesn't matter. but just try to be mindful when you're building it. Like, is this something that I really want to do? Is this where I want to be consistently? And I really do feel like animals may be something that is something you should tie into that healing work of, like, a lot of, there is people out there who care about animals and stuff, and like they'll ask about the dogs or whatever, but like you consistently ask about the dogs. You like talk about, like, I've been trying to see Elsie on, like, you have a stronger connection to animals. And look at the dolphins right there for freedom. And it says you're free to do what you choose any day, like all the time. You're the artist, you're the creator, you're the one that, you can write the book, but you fill it in how you want to fill it in. And it's going to probably come from your studies, like, the bones and things that you've had tied to, like, just build what makes sense. And it doesn't have to, you don't have to know the end of it to start it, like we get stuck in those planning stages and then we never create anything because we're like, I don't know how this is going to become. But when it's like a creative field or a spiritual thing, it's like it's going to evolve, it's going to change, it's going to continue to shift as you shift, because like I got to the point where I literally couldn't do certain things that I used to do, and I was like, I just have to accept that. So give yourself that room and that space so that you can tap into the infinite abundance that's available through creation in itself, which is just an infinite thing that we all can tap into in a multitude of ways. But also, try not to box yourself in or limit yourself out the get-go. Like don't put yourself out in the cold trying to people please, or like I really regret things that I did at certain points, because it's like it painted me into a corner. It became an expected thing that I'm like, I don't really want to do that though. So you know what I mean? Like, just try to be free flowing with yourself until you know exactly what's going to make your 10 of cups. And when you get into that flow, you can just keep picking it up. But embrace the things that you would naturally did as a kid. I'm sure you've loved animals since you were a child, and just trust that the abundance will come. And it doesn't matter how you show up, as long as you're authentically showing up and providing value of some kind to people, it can end well. But you got to face the fear and show up, and not, break your own heart or leave yourself out in the cold, or keep, sabotaging, or coming up with something else, but never jumping fully into it. So maybe, over the next couple of weeks, get clear, because the light's coming back, spring's coming. Just get clear on what you really want to do, where you want to do it, or what makes the most sense for you to do it, and then do it. And be like that, the Queen of Swords, like, firm boundaries. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna set my mind to it, and I'm gonna fucking do it. And I'm not gonna let illusions, keep me from getting to that place that I want to be, where I'm abundant and healthy and wealthy and vulnerable and authentic, and I don't have to fear hurting myself, or like, I think a lot of times people are afraid they're gonna fail, or people aren't gonna like them, or whatever. And yeah, we do want to adapt to that. Like, if you're looking at the analytics in YouTube and you're making 4-hour-long videos and people check out within 30 minutes of it, stop making 4-hour-long videos and instead take that 4 hours of content and break it up into several 30-minute videos that people will watch the whole thing of, rather than the little bits of, because retention is what's key on YouTube. If you show YouTube, you keep people on for the length of your video, they're going to favor that video. They're going to show it to more people. So do the things that make sense for victory on that level, but still be yourself. It's just like, it's how you present it sometimes that needs to be tweaked. You know what I mean? Like, if I keep seeing people only want to watch 10 minutes of something, well, I'm not going to keep making, crazy long things, because that's just, tiresome for me. So, be adaptable, be smart, but also be true to yourself, and keep on your healing process. Kind of use that as the lead for yourself, to lead others to abundance and to wealth and to health and all of that. Because I say this all the time to people, you're going to be a few steps ahead of the others that usually find you for help or support in some way. He's like, something others don't. You'll have the missing piece that somebody needs, and they usually just find you intuitively. And it doesn't have to be like big and difficult. Just create that place for them to find you, free of anxiety, stress, and concerns and worries, or like putting a big like it's gotta work type of thing on it, and then know that the sun will light, the clarity will come, and use the pain that you've been through, the suffering or the illusions that you've been through in the past, to transmute that energy into happy, 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 because that's what a lot of us do. It's the fucking wounded people, like the, every big movie plot that's like, oh, really, everybody wants to watch that. It's the hero's journey, and you've lived the hero's journey in many ways, and we all seem to do it. It's like, oh, it was bad, and then it got better, and then there was another thing that tested me, and then there was like a reprieve, but then there was a ba. And every time I've overcome that, I've done that. And now anybody who's in it or on the other side of it will need help to get to where I am. So, you can support others through what you've been through. Be the person you wish you had when you were, going through things in your life. But just decide to jump in, make a decision based on your heart's true desire. And then engaging in artistic activities is beneficial for your career and every other area of your life for the infinite abundance of that Empress. So we're also shifting collectively, everybody right now, to a more feminine energy. The world has been masculine, but we are becoming more feminine aligned. And that's that moon energy, that subconscious energy, and that's a receptive, different type of energy. Like the whole world's used to busting their ass like the emperor, like do, provide, strategy, logic. But we don't necessarily want to embrace that self too much. Yes, use that part of ourselves because it's business, but let your feminine magnetic thing attract to you effortlessly with that moon energy, which is dreamy, intuitive, artistic, compassionate, sympathetic, perceptive, tender, humane, sensitive, and impressionable. So lean into your feminine, so that you can have justice and balance in your life. All right. So let's see. All right. Now, Roshni was asking, the twin person that she has is stupid, and tried to have their cake and eat it too, or their extra cup, and caused a bad, painful ending. And now it's been 2 months. And let's see what she says here. Come on. Come on. He tried to have his cake with a third party. It's been 2 months since we've separated. Okay. What is going on with him? Okay. All right. Like, what's going on with him? He's probably been like, oh, fuck. What did I do? He may want to present, like, something to you, or try to, like, fix the wrongs that he did. Like, oh, fuck, I made the wrong choice, and now I've broke your heart, and that's gonna hurt me if I care about you. I feel like he may want to say something, but he's conflicted within that because, he messed up. So if he has a big ego, he probably doesn't want to apologize. And if he hasn't necessarily been the type of guy to show up with, like, vulnerable, authentic, valuable, stable, good things that ended well, he may be afraid that you've moved on for him, that you're no longer want to speak to him because you'd be like, fuck you, motherfucker, like, so he could be afraid to present to you, but he may want to present to you. He may just need to take a next level commitment to himself, and even maybe get honest with himself too, because sometimes they will avoid that if they feel stupid. Like, I don't want to admit that I was wrong or I made a mistake and now I'm fucking upset about it. So it depends on his ego, but I feel like he does want to be this dude. Most people want to be the good guy, like they want to make women happy, or they want to be, balanced and equal within their reciprocity. I feel like a lot of guys expect women to be much worse than they actually are to them, and because of that expectation, the little tiny things that you say, or like whatever, gets misconstrued, but by them, like what they hear is usually not what you actually said, and they're like all like on defense already. And you may be like, whatever, dude. But he may feel bad that he's dragged his feet. He caused painful endings when he could have avoided that and just had like a happy ending. Which I feel like intuitively, if you're dealing with a twin flame, like both parties usually know there's something about it that's different. That it's not going to be like found elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like that if you choose to walk away out of your fear, if you choose to end it here, or drag your feet for too long and miss your opportunities, you're gonna feel that for the rest of your life. But that's a decision that everybody gets to make because we all have free will. I feel like what ends up happening a lot of times is the feminine continues to love unconditionally, like she does, and they go get wounded and do stupid things, and then they feel like they're not going to be able to have happiness, or they feel so guilty or like badly about what they've done, but they can't apologize because of the ego, so they choose to like stay away and just be like about it, and their fear about it. And if they have fear of commitment, they may just want to be like single, and they may have self-sabotaged this not intentionally, but sometimes they will self-sabotage just because they may don't feel adequate, or they feel like it's going to whatever. It's like everybody's got their reasons. If they were broken by somebody else, if they were lied to, manipulated, they grew up in a crazy environment, if they don't feel like they have the resources to provide a Ten of Pentacles experience to you, if they're like a traditional man of a masculine vibration, he may feel like he needs to work harder, heal himself more before he can give you a harmonious union. So sometimes what they do is they choose a lesser, intimidating person to like have around because they have their cake and eat it too type of energy. But I do feel like he sees you as an empress. He is keeping his eye on you. He probably wants to work together with you to build something, but there could just be some truth that is hard for him to admit, or some transformation that needs to occur so that you can reconcile. And like obviously if you're asking about him and you're he may think that this is where you're at, but I don't think that's where you're at. So when he recognizes that or feels safe to return, that may be when you'll hear from him. So just stay single, sexy, confident, independent. Don't let this determine anything. And, keep working on yourself. Keep seeing yourself as valuable, worthy of unconditional love, worthy of somebody that puts you on the pedestal and isn't afraid to fucking put you there and be like, this is mine. That's an amazing thing I have here. And like, rather than being like, I'm not good enough, or I can't have that, or I gotta go fucking acquire something or become something or whatever. It's like, just fucking love the person, you idiot, and stop beating yourself up. But sometimes they will hermit away because it's part of the process. So don't let it make you feel sad or rejected or whatever. Like I feel like just the way that you wrote about it, you kind of already know like what he did, and I don't think you're taking it as a personal like it's because of me. I think that it's something that plays out a lot of times within these situations because things need to heal. He needs to come into his power as the emperor before he can provide the happy, or even allow himself to be in the happy thing. And it's weird because like it's like that like they're pulled there, they're drawn there, they're happy there, there's good times there, but it's almost like I don't know, like they would rather, maybe they feel like if I get used to this and then it like gets ripped out from underneath me, I'm going to be in charge of it, like I'm going to make that call before you can, because sometimes people do that when they've been cheated on or hurt in the past. They may not believe in this, or they may not believe that they can have it with you for some reason, and they may not be conscious of it. They may not even know what the fuck they're doing, but they may need to work on the value and their worth and the belief systems that they're holding so that they can be like, yeah, this is an amazing pedestal up there bitch, but she's mine, and I'm proud and happy, and like, woohoo, good for me. I don't know, like nobody seems to do that. It's not just a man thing, it's like an everybody thing. We're like, oh my god, they're so amazing, I can't have you. I'm gonna fuck it up. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Eight of Swords. Yeah, he's afraid that you're mad, and he's probably going to drag his feet for a while. He knows your value and worth regardless of what he's done here, because he has you on the fucking pedestal. The star was the last one flipped in this when I did that. So that's confirming what I've already said. You're a valuable, beautiful person. He knows it. He's got you up on the pedestal. He's intimidated by it, so he drags his fucking feet thinking he's gonna like do some amazing miracle thing to finally be like, okay, now I can have you. But he needs to move on from that. Um, but don't drop yourself down because of it or let it impact you negatively because of those things. Hold on to your Empress energy and just trust that like it may be time to decide to follow your heart and like what's good for you right now. And if that means like moving away from him for a while or finding the strength to like, not let this beat you up, then just do that so you can have justice come to you in a abundant life of happy comfort, leisure, wishes coming true, and expect that. Don't sit around thinking about the person that like, why did he pick that person? Don't even think about that person. Just act like that person is like irrelevant. um and most of the time they are, or they whatever thing they play, there's for a reason. It may be past life. Yeah, I got spiritual and religion here from past life deck, so I feel like there's a spiritual religion reason for why he ended up, yeah, he may have been married to that person in another life, could have been father figure in another life. But I feel like there's some sort of forgiveness or some sort of thing that played out with that other person that is a soul contract. And I tell people that all the time, especially the people who choose to like stay single while their person is like not. And I'm like, you may be preventing your union by choosing to be single when you could have a karmic thing that's the one thing blocking it. So just live your life to the best degree and let go. Walk away from the situation in order to resolve it. You may need to go do your own, karmic fucking whatever cake and eating it. Like finding that friend, that best friend that's fun to bang. And then he says, out of all the women I've dated, desired, nobody compares to you at all. So there. I've tried to move on with others, but I can't forget about you. There. I catch myself imagining our lives lived together and how it would all work out. And I know you treat me like a king, but der, you know. I'm constantly battling myself over the relationship, and I want to tear your clothes off and have my way with you, leaving my scent all over what belongs to me. And I talk to you in my mind. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? Do you answer me? I swear you do. And he does have intimacy issues, so that could be part of it too. It's like you evoke a major emotion in him that's like, wah! And I do love you and want to spend time with you, but you freak me the fuck out, so I run away from you instead. And I should be further ahead in life by now. Like I said, he could be like, I've got to get all this money. I got to get this thing. I gotta be at that place. Who knows what people believe or have conditioned into them from their childhood? Like, it could have been a TV show that he watched when he was 3 years old, and he's like, oh, that's like some weird thing or concept he took from that could be the reason for things. But I promise I'm coming home. Don't give up on me. And I want to make love to you somewhere safe and warm, tell you all my secrets and dreams, and fall asleep in your arms. But I feel like he struggles with that. But I've never been so turned on in my life like I am with you. And I lied to you, and I'm sorry. But he is talking to you through lyrics, so pay attention to the songs that like come on, or when you get in the car and you want to hear, like, how's he feeling? Ask, and then change that station and feel the song that's on. Or if it's not a song on that one, go until you get the song. And intuitively trust the telepathic communication to come through. What the hell's happening? Okay, hold on. What the fuck is it? My sister needs my... Where do I go? Okay. I think it'll be under this. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. There's so many fucking things. Oh my god. How does she not? She probably guessed that, right? Oh, come on! Alright. Hopefully that works. Where am I? Okay. Alright, let's go back up here. Thank you! No, but it worked. LOL. Okay. Um, alright. Hello, Bridget. My first time. Hi, Brent. They are cute. Okay. Saw those. Shelly. This is my first time. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. How do these? So the lives basically are like a first come first serve type of thing. Like I just kind of go in the line. Occasionally, if I have a member that I know that has missed a few, or somebody that I talk to, like I'll like I did Abby's first because Abby has missed a few. She's been traveling, so on. But I just go in the order they come in. Um, you are well, thank you. Good. Yeah, you gotta watch out for those sneaks, yes. Hi, Bridget. I hope you're feeling better. Yes, I am, but I was dying last night, man. Can I just ask a question? There is a woman I'm in love with, but she wants space from me right now, and I'm afraid with time we will only get more distant. What path will be best for me to take? Thank you. Okay. And Brent, I know you're new here, so if you have a question, let me know what your question is, or if you're open to receive, just so that I have something to jump off from. But I don't want to like keep like, you know, I don't want you to just sit there without getting your turn. But okay, so Shelly, we're gonna figure out what path is best for you to take. Um, We have enthusiastic, creative, forceful, ego-centered, sexy, larger than life, passionate, and inspired. And then developing over time like a fine wine, flavor, family, legacy, the good stuff, finesse, ripening, ages well. So I feel like they're like become very magnetic and sexy and attractive and like larger than life kind of like not. Don't be like weird, like, but be passionate and inspired and like don't let this, sometimes people say things because they're nervous or they're afraid or they don't know what to say or like they're just really overthinking something and like and it's like why does this like why are we even talking like let's just live and be happy, creative, inspired, sexy, magnetic, and like enjoy wherever the fuck we are at the moment and wherever things are going. We'll get there when we get there. But I think sometimes there's such an emphasis on where we're going that like and then there's misconstrued information in it because it's like, oh, I don't know, I feel like blah blah, like you feel that way. Obviously, if they were like, let's just blah 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 blah, I don't think they believe that. Like eventually, over time, we're just going to get further away. But that's your fear coming up inside of you, so you want to recognize that like they never said that. I don't know that. And if I'm magnetic and charming and sexy and I'm aging well and I don't get all weirded out by this, I don't let it throw me off my game. I'm just secure enough to know that like this person is going to see how awesome I am and like have an amazing time when we are together. So like it will naturally occur and develop the way that it's best to. And I respect this person enough to go slow, but I also have enough confidence in myself to know that like as we get, within it, it's going to progress the way that it needs to. So the sun is here, and it's like, yes, energy, power, climax, fulfilled, pride, radiance, success, vigor, divine masculine, daytime energy. Like, just have that clarity in yourself to know, like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen either way. It's usually when we start, like, being weird about it or getting, like, over, because nobody communicates with each other. They're just like thinking about it and having fears about it and wondering about it, and then it doesn't lead to good places because then people's self-interest gets like sparked and they're like, I gotta protect myself, so I'm gonna fuck you over before you fuck me over. And then we think that things are wrong when they're not, or we're afraid to speak our truth when our truth may be in our mind vastly different than theirs. But if you were like to actually like come out of that position that you're in and try to like, like flip it around, be like, all right, I'm going to go like over to their position and look at this from there and see like where did they come from, who were they connecting to before they came into my life, what is their background like, like what are they used to, are they used to shit show people that treat them badly, do they have healing to do, and if so, like I can show this person I'm not going to do to them what other people did over time, and I don't have to rush it, and I don't have to feel like it's doomed before it even started, because they have the need to, how did you word it, she wants space. Yeah, so like space is whatever, and women like to be pursued, or like and again they like, it's not even necessarily pursuit, they like to feel sexy, magnetic, charismatic. Like don't become obsessive weirdo, but like become like magnetically charged by that person and show the value that you have on them. Treat them the way that you want to treat them when you are with them, and if they don't like it, then realize like this was never going to work anyways, because if you don't like how I treat you and this is how I want to treat you, then it's not going to work, because like if I don't want to be with you and have to treat you in a different way, then I should just accept that now or whatever. But like if you're good with showing up and wooing this person and showing them you're not like the others, and that you can make them feel sexy again, you can make her feel like the empress again, you can make her feel like this is the right partnership by the way that you show up and present your love to her, and you can have that happily ever after. But if you go into expecting the worst, or standing there like analyzing the things, or thinking like this is doomed, then that's going to play out, because we create things regardless. So see it as a valuable time to like be vulnerable, authentic, expressive, mature, like the fine wine, mature, and the opportunity to woo this person, to do this thing. Like I'm going to be the best partner for this person, and if I'm not, then I'm going to accept that, and I'm going to find the best partner that is willing to accept my cup and my commitment and my stability and the way that I want to treat a woman, or the way that I want to be in a relationship, because otherwise what's the point? Sometimes that comes into play too, is like we get all conflicted within the like I don't want to lose you, but then when we like look at it like why, and I'm not saying that's the case, you could very well come together, stay together, have a happy marriage, but just also keep those things in the back of the mind, aware of things like, do I even want to, participate in that? Or is that my thing? Or am I just self-sabotaging right now because I got like, we have egos. So if somebody's like, I need space, that may translate into you of like, there's something wrong with me that you just don't like me enough to spend more time with. Like, you know what I mean? But that may not be it. They may be stressed out. They may be overwhelmed. They may be hurting because of something unrelated. They may be, nervous that you're going to do to them what maybe others have, or what we come to expect in this world when we've dated people that don't always end well. So try not to focus on anything negative. Try to just honor people's things like that without taking it personally. But if you start to notice that like, all right, this person is like saying that to me and entertaining 5,000 other people and spending way more time with them, juggling all these options, it's treating me like a schmuck, and then and again be like, do I want that? Is that marriage material? Is that the person I want to commit to and work with to build something? Or do I want somebody that's going to show up and meet me there, so that I'm not carrying a bunch of burdens and a bunch of insecurities and a bunch of fears and a bunch of doubts that came out of their own, that they had, that like gets passed on to us when they act in weak ways that reflect in us of like, what the fuck's wrong with me? And believe me, I know, because I know this consciously. But when it happens, it's hard to not take it personally. So try to like, show up romantically, be open, receptive. Don't push for anything, but also, be like magnetically charming and fun. And if it's not working and it's just like making things worse, then maybe it is best to take a little break, to choose to be cool, calm, independent, And if you notice again, like they're being elusive and standing alone and they're just like whatever, like the more that you try, then don't continue to try. Be like, okay, I'm gonna back up and I'm not gonna try. Sometimes women need that. Sometimes that's the key. It's like just act like you hate her. It should be like, love me. People are weird. Some people need that. Like, and it's not like they don't need it, but like some people, like you're pursuing them feels foreign, or you're loving them in a way that's like valuable, good, healthy. Like, I'm gonna treat you right. I want to take you out tonight and buy you dinner. I want to like, woo you. I want to spend time with you. That may feel foreign to somebody that's been in other connections that didn't have that. It almost feels wrong to people. So again, that's why I say, think about where this person has come from. And then I've tried to move on with others, but I can't forget about you. I've been hurt so badly before that I'm afraid of the damage that you could do. I've never felt like this before. To have you and lose you would be my undoing. So if I never have you, I can't lose you. And even though that makes no fucking sense, because it's like I don't get you if I never had you, so I still get to that same end result. But people aren't logical, like when it comes to their emotions, their fears, and those doubts and things like that. So know that too. And then I want to tear off your clothes and have my way with you, leaving my scent and prints all over what belongs to me. So, embrace that energy of that passion and just have a good time as much as possible. And like I said, just try not to take it personally when people have issues, because most of the time people have issues due to what someone else did, not what you've done. Yeah, I'm sorry I've always held back with you. So they're aware that they're holding back with you. I don't think they want to. I'm committed to improving myself. You inspire me to grow and heal. And I've screamed and had fits of rage over this connection. So, and again, I've tried to move on, but I can't. So, like, they're not finding someone else that's like, replacing you or anything like that. They've checked to see if you have, found someone else, or if they were cheated on or left by someone else, they may be expecting that from you because, again, they've been hurt so badly before. I want to make love to you somewhere safe and warm, fall asleep in each other's arms, tell you all my secrets. Again, I've been hurt so badly. That's like the third time I've pulled to that. So I really do believe that this person's been hurt at some point in their life, and they're so confused they don't know what to do. Please help me to figure us out. So I feel like just you being there, you showing this person, like, I'm not going to just take off because you're being weird. I'm going to be here present for your weirdness. I'm going to love you through it because I actually love you. And until it becomes detrimental to you to love that person, you can offer that. If it starts to become detrimental for you, pull yourself away from it. And just know that they again, may be afraid of changing because they have not been treated the way that you treat them. And that, again, can be foreign. And then I'll always be here to keep you safe. I feel like this person needs to be reminded of that. I'm sure you do too, but try to take that approach of realizing, like, hey, this isn't an attack on me. This is like whatever's been done to this person. That's like their natural instincts to protect themselves, and all of that stuff. They've been through the ringer, they've been through the tower, they've had something that didn't end just in balance. It was a very painful, toxic ending, and they need to heal, and you can love them in a way that they can heal. But it's probably going to take a little bit of time and some effort on your part without the self-sabotage or the false, like, oh my God, it means that I'm not happy. I'm oh my God, they think I'm ugly. Like, whatever we do to ourselves, just work on healing your false beliefs or whatever gets triggered in you, because if it's like a twin flame, they trigger you on purpose to heal. If it's your soulmate, they're going to have some stuff wrapped up in there that's going to push your motherfucking buttons so that both of you could become the emperor and empress and eventually no longer have these things, so justice can be had. And like I said, the emperor and empress can come together in a divine union for the 10 of Cups. But it takes time to get those seeds to plant, and we got to walk away from the messes of the past so we can be happy. The 8 of Cups leads to the 9 of Cups. When we choose to leave that emotional baggage in the past of, like, that person that did that and that and that who's not you, when we leave that behind and realize, like, oh, that wasn't them. I can be in a partnership with this person and not expect the same. That's when we can celebrate. So try try not to take it personally. I do think you'll have victory with this person. I do think you'll have a 10 of cups with this person if you approach it in that way and have self-respect for yourself. Don't become a walking, like doormat. But also try to show, like, prove to this person, like, yeah, you can be a little weird and crazy, distant, emotionally unavailable. I'm gonna stick around long enough to see if we can get past that, and if we can't, then we won't. But I'm willing to fight for you because I've been wounded too. But I think you're worth it. I think you're worth sticking around, even though sometimes you make me feel a little bad about myself. I'm gonna work on myself so that that doesn't happen anymore, and I can, have something worth having with the Four of Wands, twin flame, 11-11 union, marriage, commitment, stable. But I think right now it is, instead of looking at it as like she wants to, like, she wants space or whatever. Look at it as you both have this time right now to work on becoming the best versions of yourselves for each other, and you can still interact with each other and date each other, and just don't push for too much too soon because you'll just push that person away. And let the cycle close naturally when it's ready without taking it on as like, oh, this must mean bad. You can have your wish come true very easily here. Yeah. So be truthful too and communicative, and maybe even, look into like attachment styles, like see what your attachment style is. Try to figure out what theirs is, because if you guys have different things, which most of us do, when we're attracted to each other, that will also trigger things in us, and just learning about that can make a massive change in how we react to each other. Um, and everybody's different, but the personal development school on YouTube, look that channel up and like into their videos about dating and like that woman's advice about how to handle this person or that person. It's not hard to figure out who you're dealing with if you have been dealing with them. And we change too over time. If we go, say we had a healthy, awesome relationship, we were very like strong, good, then we get like in an abusive, toxic shit show, we may come out of there anxious, or we may come out of there avoidant. And anxious and avoidance seem to like magnetically like come, like they have a thing for each other, but they also repel each other until they can become more stable and secure in themselves. So no matter who you are on the spectrum, you want to work on becoming more secure so that that stuff doesn't dysregulate you. And you can also be a mixture. Like I have the mixture of the best of both worlds. So people who are avoidant trigger more of an insecure, anxious in me. And people who are insecure and anxious trigger the like, get the fuck away from me in me. So it can shift. But I feel like you're going to have infinite abundance and love and good things. You may need to travel too, like just like let go for now and just have a good time. Maybe even travel the subconscious, travel the beliefs that you have. Like explore healing with different tools, music, your environment, whatever's in your environment, the people, the things that have added into your life, and just give yourself a strong support system right now so that you don't have to be like needy or dependent on them when they're clearly not able to give that to you right now. But also, if you feel up to that thing of I can be there for you and you can depend on me, then do that until it's like, okay, you're just taking advantage of me or taking me for granted, or you're just playing games or whatever. As long as you feel good about what's happening, engage with it. And then when it doesn't feel that way, find the clarity and the strength to be like, okay, I intuitively know I'm going to have to, not engage with those illusions. But I feel like it's more so, this is your emperor energy. This is your 9 of cups. This is your 2 of cup partner. You just got to get over this little weird bump. And then you guys will be able to jump fully in. This is the Fool card. So there will be a new start. If you can get through this time. Like, I think there'll be a new start anyways, but it's like you can determine how fast or slow it's going to be by being emotionally available and, regulated and riding the wave without letting it be like personal attack, or do anything crazy. And if you do, forgive yourself, because we all have shit in us. Like we break ourselves. All right. Let's see. I would like to know what spring will bring infamy, and what should I be focusing on right now to bring in abundance? True love. Can I get some messages from the person aligning with me for union? All right. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, you know what, Brent, I usually go to my rune stones for guidance. It seems like I connect with the four air, oh, wait, whoop, 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 of the universe. Airts is the Highland Scots designation for the four. Oh, okay. I'm more than half Scots Irish. Okay. And I turned 64 2 days ago. Happy birthday. Um, you're welcome, Shelley. Dismal track record in love relationships over the years. Trust is not easy anymore. Is there any possibility of another chance at love? Okay, so let's see what's going on for you, and then I will be back for you, Songs of Starlight. I'm sorry. I think you were here when I was like, oh, because Brent was here. It's his first time. He's never, been in, so he doesn't know to like jump in there with the question. And some people don't care. Some people are like, whatever. I'm taking it whenever. But I don't know. I just like to be fair. Oh, and you were saying, it's funny because you were saying like the air thing, which is the four directions, but in my head it was translating as air. And this is the air card. And it's intellectual, curious, alert, mental, clever, idealistic, inventive, and then objective and cold, which is kind of a little different. Oh my god. Then you got the dolphins and Milky Way, which is about networking, marketing, like social media, publicity, internet, fame, expanding, exposure, spotlight. So who you like how you're showing up in the world, like you're here, this is your first time here, so it's like you're doing something different. I feel like if you get inventive and clever and you present yourself into the world in those ways, you can definitely attract in a peaceful, harmonious, helpful, effective, playful communication that can be fun. And it can be like, either collaboration or some, it depends on the circumstance. I feel like what might happen is like you might meet somebody as like a friend that could become more harmonious over time and help you with that rebirth of recognizing, oh my god, I can have love again. And it's like we are the creators. We manifest whatever, you're the manifester. You're the one that creates the reality around you. So all types of communication and ideas, thoughts, processes, resourceful, curious, quick expression, electronics, take inspired action, the conduit, manifester, magician. And then the ship is going places, adventure, vehicle, vacation, trip, swift travel, overseas movement, and then wishes coming true with the star, miracles, inspired blessings, falling in love, hope, dreams. So you gotta rekindle that back inside of yourself and be like, I can fall in love. Like you're 62, you're not 99. Like and age is a number. Like there's like there's 99-year-old guys out there dating freaking like 18-year-old girls and weird crazy like things, circumstances all over the place, always happening. So don't dismiss anything because there's no reason to feel like you can't have emotional happiness and joy, and take the steps to get to those places where somebody shows up for you that you are like, oh my god, this changes the status quo. And it's that opportunity, that new hope. My perspective is now going to change. I'm going to have this clear vision. Past, present, future has, automatically become new and aligned when I allow it to. When I liberate it from the storm of like, oh, because sometimes we just get stuck in the rut, or we just get, used to the circumstance, or we have some idea or belief that may not make really logical sense, but is in there for some reason. And we may not even consciously think it, but it could be the reasoning why. Because like sometimes you ask ourselves those logical things of like, well, why couldn't you? It's like, I don't know. It's like we don't have the answer for it, but there's just something looming there that's like, but I just assumed. When we assume, we make an ass out of you and me. I was in like 7th grade science class, and the guy, the first day of school, he came in and he wrote, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me, because that's how you spell assume. If anybody didn't know that. But I feel like, you know what I mean? Like don't assume the worst, because then it just creates that. But again, we get the fine wine. A lot of the things that I was saying in the other, this is what happens too. The people who come into these rooms, a lot of times messages don't necessarily like um, word for word resonate across the board, but a lot of times there will be bits and pieces in everybody's that is gonna support each other. So developing over time, flavor, family legacy, the good stuff, finesse. So like instead of looking at it like, oh, I'm getting older or whatever it is, that maybe that's not even it. Maybe you just feel like I'm in a position in the world that's like there's nobody around. Maybe you live in like Antarctica, like just as an example. But I think if you trust your spirit, trust your guides, trust yourself, trust your I'm presence, trust that as you've aged, you've learned things that a lot of people probably don't know yet. You probably have wisdom and a lot to offer somebody that other people may not. And so be confident, trust your gnosis. Also, be happy that you have that freedom to go explore and see what's out there because a lot of people are in dead marriages they don't even want to be in, but they're just stuck there because they're like, I don't know what to do with you now. Like, we're just here, coexisting. So there's definitely going to be an opportunity that's going to change your perspective. And the archer is a careful aim on target shoot, the go-to guy or gal, direct, quick, precise, focused matchmaker. So I feel like if there may be somebody in your world, like if this, if this sparks an intuitive hit in you, that you feel like there may be somebody that can help me to either be my wingman or somebody that can help me to take those stepping stones that's going to get me that romantic partnership. But you're going to have to trust your intuition, trust that miracles can manifest wherever we go. Not that and again, it doesn't require a miracle for this to manifest, but like miracles happen every day. So instead of going out into the world with like those low expectations of like, I don't know, like just expect miracles every day. Like I'm gonna win the lottery, I'm gonna have like a beautiful amazing wife, or whatever it is that you want, however it is you want. It can be anything that you need to be in harmony with, expecting. So love, romance, joy, bliss, heart's desire, content, affection, fulfillment, kindness, forgiveness. Like expect waterfall of happy emotion, expect like a lot of communicating, um, debating, discussing, nervous, like texting and calling, like the butterflies in your belly, the new love type of thing. And expect that you're going to find the right person that can give you the commitment that you're looking for at this time in your life. Trust the signs that are coming to you, and you navigate the road in a way that will determine where to go. But the devil's here, so it's like resourceful, conservative, tenacious, disciplined, wise. Whatever you perceive to be like working against you or not necessarily um, like aligned in the best ways on any level of whatever it is, we all have things inside of us that are like, I could probably be better in that area. Try not to see those things as that. Just try to be resourceful in the way of like, doesn't matter what it is, there's the perfect person out there that's going to accept me exactly as I am, and I can be optimistic and expansive and create those perfect opportunities so that those wishes can come to me peacefully. And also don't be afraid to spark communication. I think that's one of the biggest things in this world too, is like there's a lot of missed opportunities because people don't talk, like, or they don't say anything, they don't know for sure, so they're kind of afraid. But you're mature, you've experienced, you've been through the world a little bit at a time, like you probably know things that work and things that don't work. You know how to, like tap back into the self that was like the most confident to go up and approach somebody and think about yourself in that way, see yourself in that way, become the version of yourself that's like whoever you need to be, so you can feel sexually magnetic and charged, like the stallion ready to go chase after some beautiful person that's going to be like woohoo. And that double rainbow can manifest in your life. Perfect timing, serendipity, good luck, cohesive. So and put yourself out in the world in the places that it makes sense. But um back in the day, everybody like went to the bar, or they went to this place, whatever. You're obviously interested in spiritual stuff, you're obviously gonna have specific taste to you, things that you like to do already. So put yourself into those places. Like coming here tonight was a good thing, because those are interests you have. But it's a very small like amount of people in here. So if and it's chances are they may not be in the same area as you, but maybe that's what you're looking for. What are you looking for? Get clear with yourself too, especially with this moon we have right now. Like, what is my idea of the perfect relationship? Do I want a physical partner, or do I just want someone to talk to sometimes? Do I want like an online person, or do I want like a person that's gonna live with me? Or do I want somebody who's gonna go fishing with me, or do I want somebody that's gonna like go bowling with me? Whatever it is, get very clear in your mind about what you want, who you want, how you want them, and then allowing yourself to feel that you are the version that's like most aligned to make that happen in your life. So that perfect person could just show up miraculously, precisely. The design is fragile and very unique. It's exquisite. There's a code, there's a pattern that's in the reality around you, and you're on the quest to find that, and that perfect timing will happen, and those fireworks will go off, and the balance will be had. So your Empress is out there. You just got to be the firefly and light up so she can find you. My empathy has been oh man, the narcissist. So okay, so obviously that's not good, right? There's so many people online now that like that are like that person I just mentioned, the self-development school or whatever. Like there's just free videos that she does, and then there's courses that she has that's like sometimes she has like 14-day trials, so it's like you could take the whole course in those 14 days and get it for free. But there's certain ones around things like that, like have you been in a narcissistic abuse? Do you want to change? Like I said, be the version of you that's going to align to that perfect partnership. Don't expect to attract a narcissistic bitch, because that's exactly what you're going to attract if you're expecting it. And also be mindful, like sometimes we do it because that's what we're used to. We don't even realize it yet, but you know, now you've got the awareness of like, oh shit, I seem to do that to myself. So I'm going to be mindful of that going in the gate. I'm going to see those red flags very quickly. So she's not going to get too far with me. And just know that you're stable and enduring and solid. You've got that wisdom. You've had that time around those situations that you don't necessarily have to worry. Yeah, because if you get all worried and fatigued and stressed out about that, it's just going to deteriorate and filth comes about. But like sometimes we need to heal on a deeper level inside of ourselves, because a healthy like person that's not that may not feel good to you. You may not be attracted to them sexually. Like there's something missing here. Oh, the chaotic fucking roller coaster of like dopamine and bad and good, and like the subconscious shit that we don't even recognize is playing a part when we got wrapped into those bad things that we got wrapped in to begin with. But I feel like you just need to be motivated and trusting to know that you've matured, you know, and take your time when you go out there. Don't like rush into anything. Narcissist, like the big red flags with a narcissist is usually they're like, I love you, let's get married today. Like, and then there's different ones too, and sometimes it's I feel like we go through like levels of initiations, because it's like you get through one that was like all right, and you know what to look for there, but then there's another one that shows up and it's like, I didn't even know that was what you were doing, what the fuck. So just like even figuring out like the different ways that they manifest, because some of them are like they're not doing it to be mean or hateful. They just don't know enough. Like it was just what they were conditioned to be because that's what they had. Then there's those that are grandiose and very obvious, and then there's the covert that like you don't know if they like you or not. You're like, what is this? What are you doing? Do you hate me? So if you start acting like, does this person like me? That's probably like, okay, get rid of that person. You know, like we don't need to wonder that. But double rainbow, divine intervention, duality, perfect timing, ascension, serendipity, good luck, cohesive. Like I said, if you allow yourself to feel like I've already learned my lessons, I'm at this age now where I've seen the bullshit. I know the things. I'm ready for my double rainbow. I'm ready. It's about motherfucking time for me to be loved in a healthy partnership that's committed, cool, calm, collected, And if that person that shows up, doesn't emanate that after a couple of weeks, or I start seeing a different side of them, they start doing that like chameleon thing, or the like lying, oh, I didn't say that, but they did, then you be the bear and be like, get the fuck out, and don't entertain it for too long. Trust your intuition, trust the telepathy too, because sometimes I feel like people like us who've been through those circumstances, we have one up on other people because we've like been highly conditioned to be more adept to like reading people's energies, reading people's minds, reading people's lack of something, or the shifts that they have, like we just notice it before other people would. So just know that you have, like, shift that perspective of like, I've got, I've got this thing that's like making me more powerful, making me more capable, to go out there and not get bamboozled. Yeah, and so again, be the bear. The bear is like the CEO, the boss, the bully, the mama bear, the protector, strong, affluence, muscular, isn't afraid to go be like, all right, if you're gonna be fucking weird, I'm gonna go hibernate by myself. But established, ambition, experience, developed, achievement, longevity, mature, sexuality, like you've got everything you need to communicate, negotiate, talk and debate with people, discuss with people. And again, sometimes if we've been through that, we may go out there feeling like a little nervous, or things that they do, we may mistake too. Like maybe we don't, maybe we're like so afraid that somebody might end up being that we, so try not to look for something that's not there too. But I feel like you're gonna have something that's like magnetic, and when you know, when you know, and again, sometimes when you know and there's like this thing that pulls you towards them, there's a reason for it, and sometimes it doesn't always end well. Sometimes there is karmic, devil energy there, but it makes us more resourceful, wise, and ambitious, prudent, eyes on the prize, and realistic about things. So there may be somebody that you meet that's going to be like, oh man, that was another lesson, but the person right after that may be the one that you just, oh my god, everything falls together and that was amazing, that double rainbow, that harmony, that person I've been wanting all along. I just had to get through that shit show of a person, and here they are. So try to be open to things, but I feel like things are going to be presenting to you more rapidly, especially as spring is coming. You may have more than one option that you're going to find in your life. When we put ourselves in the right vibration, we open ourselves up, we trust, and we're like, yeah, and we take the necessary of like, I'm going to go to that event where I know other humans are going to be like, we take the direction of our compass, and we're like finding our way, making a plan, exploring the world. Those options that we were looking for start to manifest. But if we don't go anywhere, or we're nervous, or we don't say anything, we don't take those risks, nothing will happen. So let yourself have that metamorphosis now of the storm clouds that have followed around up until this point. And don't expect it. Expect the star. Expect the wish coming true. Oh, you're the black. Okay. I'm polite, often too much. I'm move whether when needed, and anything else I ask for is also that's good. In hermit mode nowadays, I feel like after COVID, a lot of us kind of like got used to being in that energy too. But you can go, and like you can create. You could be the coordinator of something too in your area. You could host something in your home, or you could, try to find other people nearby that are interested in doing something. Hey guys, like let's come back out into the world together. Let's communicate and let's do something. Like if you're interested in like the four direction work and all of that, like you could make a thing in your backyard for the color wheel, the medicine wheel. You could do like a thing like the people that they walk in, like the labyrinth. You could have moon thing, like a fire ceremony once a month. And if you put it out there and you post it on Facebook and you ask people to share it, and you find a group for your local town and you put it in there, people come. They may not be massive amounts off the get-go, but when you make the pathways, you just said you manifest. So make those pathways, get inspired that with things that make sense that you're going to enjoy, and you're going to enjoy the type of people that manifest there, and then break that hermit mode. You got a really strong, yeah. So the black sheep of the family, finding someone not jab ed is the real problem. Really? Oh yeah. So unfortunately, like I saved my dad. My dad is about your age, and I was like, don't get that, don't do it. And he was like, okay, but he still has that natural instinct that a lot of people from that time period have, of like natural instinct, go to the doctor, but sometimes they're not the place we want to go because they're like, we know intuitively that we shouldn't do that. That's not a good idea. They just made that thing up there out of their ass, and they're probably putting something in it you don't want. Majestic authority, self-esteem. So you have what like, I know it kind of sucks. Like a lot of people probably have it, but again, you're the creator, you're the manifester. So if you expect that, you might run into a lot of people that have it. But expect that, like, if you do that thing where you're like opening that pathway and asking and being very clear with spirit about, I don't want that and I don't want this, just tell the world, and then trust that that can happen. I'm sure there's other people out there that haven't been jabbed, but be trusting of that can come. And then look into the subconscious too, because even if you're consciously putting that out there, like affirming it and all of that, if deep within you, which we know right now, you have a belief of that, you may still attract it to you, even though you're consciously saying something else, until the beliefs subconsciously and consciously are truly aligned. Sometimes that's when we get those things that are, it's like, but I didn't ask for that. But it's like, yeah, but your subconscious did, or you projected it out of a place that you weren't thinking about. It was just there because that was the first thing that came to mind, or that's like seems to be the status quo, or it seems to be like, very uniquely or exquisite or different, when that isn't the case. But you exist, like if I'm here on the planet, I know the perfect person out there is out there. So be the problem solver, curious, ask questions, be adaptable. Because, yeah, maybe they did jab themselves, but is there a certain reason why you, I know it would be like, obviously, like there's things, but are you afraid it would impact you physically, or just that they did that, because some people did it out of no choice. It was like, I can't survive without my job and you're going to fire me, so they had to. Sometimes, whatever, but try not to even expect it. But if it did show up, can it hurt you? Because you're stronger than anything. But be that entrepreneur, that person that's like, yeah, I'm gonna get creative and adaptable. Hi, manifester. Finding someone not jabbed. Yeah. So, hopefully that will help. Again, like, do affirmations, visualizations, and then like playing like theta stuff at night with like the beliefs that you want to create in your reality. Like there's certain ones out there that are like all for love, like manifesting the perfect love, or manifesting just like somebody that I resonate with, that I want to spend time with, that's not going to drive me crazy. There's tons of free things out there with the right frequencies, the right affirmations, and like the subconscious work and all of that. I will not sell my soul. Yeah, you don't have to sell your soul. There's I think sometimes there's, you can be you, and you can have what you want. You don't have to sell your soul. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And what other people have done to themselves, or they've experienced in their life, or whatever, they may not have sold their soul, or they may not have done anything like in a way of like being a bad person, or it may not speak less of them. But there may have been circumstances that once you learn those circumstances or understand where they're coming from, you may see it differently, or you might realize that regardless, they're still a good person. They can be a nice person around me. Things like them getting a shot or whatever, like the majority of the people on the planet that we would have to write off, just be understanding to know that people got pushed to do that. They didn't sell their soul to do that. They did what they were told. because they were fearful. And you're awake and aware enough to know not to do that, so you can guide other people and give them the information maybe they were missing at that time, rather than being like, oh, you guys are bad. You know what I mean? Because they probably didn't do it to hurt anybody or themselves. They may have been very, very, like, put on that spot of, you do this or you're fired. Or people, family members were fighting with each other. Like, the whole world was divided because of it. And that's what they want. The people, the very little people in trouble, like the ones doing all the shit, making the shots, want us to hate each other, want us to fight with each other, want us to have fights and mean bleh, about all of that. I've seen my younger siblings and their children change, they're duller, and my own adult kids, yeah, I know. And there's like long-term COVID, and there's the people who got the shots that are sick, and it's like the people who didn't get the shots who got just the COVID. Like, either way, they're getting people. But you, like, you didn't do that to yourself, so try to be there for those who have gotten hurt by it in a way of, like, spreading awareness and trusting that there's the right people out there that are going to be resonating on the same frequency as you. And maybe you're noticing these things about your family members and people around you because they don't resonate anymore. So you're like, I'm a black sheep. I'm solo. I'm spending all this time alone. It's because you don't want to be around those people. So go find the people that you do want to be around, and don't feel guilty about it or anything like that. But also try not to like look down on them or feel like, just accept what it is, and then be like, all right, I'm going to find the people that make sense for me to be around, that are going to make me feel good and have that spark. But if things have been working against you, just know your persistence pays off. Repetition can make your dreams real, and you're determined to have a good thing. That right woman will show up at that perfect moment. So be faithful and know that sometimes the journey may feel like it's not going anywhere or in a circle or something, but you're rising away from things. You're cutting people out that don't serve anymore. And you're getting on your true north path to where you're meant to be for your mission and purpose. All right. You've been a light in the dark, yeah. Well, that's usually what's needed here. So just be as light for you too, you know. Try not to expect the dark. Where am I? So, Songs of Starlight. Spring, love, focusing on right now to bring abundance and true love. Can I get some messages from the person aligning with me for the union? Okay, so Songs of Starlight. Let's see. Hi, Manifester. How are you? Songs of Starlight. I feel like, again, like I said, a lot of the times people come to these rooms, there's similar themes. It's not the exact same message, but I've got the Four of Cups, which is about feeling rejected, feeling left out in the cold, and then I've got the Five of Pentacles, which is about feeling left out, feeling cold, like I don't belong, you know, like the black sheep of the family type of thing. Which, when that's going on in our life on any level, it can be a detriment to us, even though we know, I really don't want to be a part of your flock because your flock's fucked. It still isn't fun to not feel accepted or understood or, celebrated or whatever. But I feel like you can manifest your wishes coming true just like any of us can when you feel valuable and good, regardless of what the circumstances have been up until this point with the people in our lives and around us and the things that we have been blocked from. And sometimes we create the blocks because of our fears or because of our conditioning or because we're holding on to something so strongly that it blocks us. And it's like, I'm fighting against that thing that I really want because of something in me that I'm not recognizing, or because of something that's just imbalanced right now, or some energetic burden that I'm carrying for way too long. And the hermit, the hermit's the one that goes into the depression and the darkness and I'm going to be by myself over here hiding away. But they have that lantern, and in the lantern, what it's supposed to be is the fucking star. It's the wish. that self-reflection, that time in the dark, that time alone, that time feeling this way, the black sheeps, the people who are a little weird or different or don't necessarily go along with the status of everybody else, our justice in the end for going through those times of darkness and illusions and bad is us becoming that phoenix and rising through the ashes and getting into our chariot to quickly manifest, woohoo, good stuff. But we've got to face that darkness of the subconscious and face the darkness of the world, become that magician that isn't a victim of the world or the circumstances or the people or the times or and it can be hard sometimes because we want to be that, like, we don't want to be that, but it's like, it's hard to trust again. It's hard to put yourself out there. It's hard to overcome things that have been painful. But you can be happy. You can have a commitment that's stable and loyal. You can have a new beginning in love. You can have the things that you may be afraid that you can't. You can have justice and balance. And you can have passionate, fiery compassion, love, romance. And again, your wish coming true. But while you're, when you're not there yet, when you're by yourself in the dark or feeling like a little low or feeling like, what the fuck, where is this person or when's that thing going to happen for me? Don't get caught up in the illusions of things. Instead, focus on like trusting and knowing like, I've been through the hell of life. I'm going to definitely come out on the other side of this. I'm going to see the light shine. I'm going to rise up. I'm going to overcome this shit show. Devil isn't going to win. I'm going to fucking win. Because I'm going to choose to be that person that wins. I'm going to be the empress of my life. I'm going to, choose to have the painful endings of the past be just that, the painful endings of the past. We're not creating that anymore. We're thinking in new ways. We're speaking in new ways. We're manifesting in new ways because we've got clarity about, okay, that didn't work and that didn't work, so let's go this way. And open our hearts and be receptive to others who are ready to open their hearts too. So I feel like there may be something that you need to walk away from emotionally. Like, you may be sad. Like, wintertime sucks for a lot of us. Like, even people who don't necessarily, like, recognize it fully, or they don't, like, maybe, like, understand that, oh, this happens to me every winter. But, like, a lot of us do kind of get, like, to a breaking point by the end of the winter where it's like, because we can't go outside, and it's, like, cold, and it's sad and alone, especially if you're single. So, be mindful, energy shifting, feel magnetically aligned to good things happening. Feel like your Mr. Wand to the Mrs. Wand is out there and you're ready to move into that partnership easily and effortlessly because you're aligned energetically. You're each other's perfect person. So why wouldn't we come together? Instead of the like, what, maybe, possibly, no, I don't know, the bad things that could maybe not work out, which we tend to do because of the conditioning of society and the beliefs that are like, by the people who want us to feel like, I gotta buy all that makeup and those fucking, operations and things that make me somewhat whatever. It's everybody's got, something in us that has been kind of like, oh, but you could be the bear, the CEO. These are the same cards that came out for the other person. You can have the benefits, the affluence, the strength to get out there and have the harmony. The dolphins, these are twin flame type of signals. The dolphins signify that. And be lighthearted, laugh. Look at, like, if you find yourself getting sucked down or feeling sad or feeling like depressed or like, I don't feel like anything good's gonna come or I'm just gonna give up or whatever, try to like find something humorous to watch or see. Unplug from whatever it is that could be contributing to whatever that doesn't feel good in the time. Divine intervention, duality, perfect timing, ascension, serendipity, good luck, cohesive, pleasant energies are coming. Publicity, internet fame, like, I feel like, again, this is like, just put yourself in the right place and look for the right avenues or the right things, like where we go all day, who we see all day, what we hear all day, just even the energy of like the frequency of people themselves or the frequency of a transmission on a TV. Like if you watch TV still, be mindful that those are lower vibrational frequencies that come through the TV. They're literally TV programs to program people through frequencies. It doesn't even matter what's on it, but a lot of times what's on it, needs to be cut out of our lives because it's making us feel bad. And it's kind of set up to do that. So we need to become magnetically aligned by becoming aware of that and like cutting the things out. And we don't have to cut it out all at one go, or like, you know, if you enjoy TV or certain shows, maybe just unplug the TV when it's not watching those shows, or try to cut back on whatever it is that could be contributing to lower frequencies penetrating your aura and your energy in your field. Maybe it's family members. Again, that's a hard thing, but sometimes we have that. Our foundations could be built on stuff that was like, oh man, like it's going to take a lot for me to overcome. But if I want unconditional love, fireworks and chemistry and things to be like woohoo, passionate and good, I gotta take all that stuff that's been working against me and get smart on how I'm not gonna let that be like the death of me, or deceive me, or let me feel jealous or inadequate, or like toxic, or you know, get stuck in like the silent treatments of things, or become the hermit where I'm gonna punish myself and not spend any time with anybody or go anywhere or enjoy myself at all because I'm not feeling good in this moment, which is what happens. And I do it to myself. I'm like, I'm miserable, so I'm going to stay miserable because I'm not going to pull myself out. And there's very simple things like go outside, take a shower, like eat. If you want to, if you're mad at everybody, it's like they say to eat, you know. If you're like emotional, they're like go to sleep. Like there's usually they call it halts. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Are you fucking hungry, angry, lonely, tired? Take care of that and you'll feel better. Sometimes it's simple like that, but things that are going to help us lift out of the energy that we could be in, because even that alone, if we're not light and coming up out of those places, and the person we're interested romantically is up here and we're like, you're not going to be able to come with them because they can't see you, or they can't, it's like a blah, blah, it works against you. But persistence pays off when you allow that new beginning and that like inner child version of you to lift out of that dark, or out of that sad, or out of that bad. Let me see what you said specifically. Yeah, so try to focus on shifting your vibration up, feeling magnetically aligned, feeling beautiful, feeling inspired, feeling happy. And anytime you catch yourself not feeling that way, look at the circumstances around you, who's there, what's adding to me not feeling good. Is there any beliefs that I'm holding on to that are maybe like not really supporting me? And then let's see what the person specifically messages. I'm sorry for making your life uncomfortable with my in and out behavior. So, you know, that too can be very detrimental to us. It can be very hard to be fucking feeling happy when like the person that you love is being a dipshit. I talk to you all the time. I express everything I feel and I desire as if you are here. So they may have a hard time telling you things. That's why you're asking for messages from them through cards, because they probably struggle to communicate openly and authentically, which isn't something that you need to take on personally. But they've tried to move on with others. They can't forget about you. I love that you can see my truth, but it scares the shit out of me too. So I feel like that may freak people out. Think about, okay, like if you're somebody that's like, I can't actually speak to you, but when you're not here, I act like, you know, I'm finally comfortable to talk to you. They obviously have some issues in that area. And if they don't even need to speak, and you know, they're gonna be, because they probably don't want to lie to you, but you probably freak them out a little bit if you're like, I just feel the and they're like, how do you know that, or whatever. Especially if it's somebody that's emotionally, you know, struggling to express. So I feel the love you send to me, and thank you for always forgiving me when my ego acts up. And I do love you so much. So this person's probably also got an ego. Sometimes that happens. It's like they feel it, they know it, they're aware of it, they want to say the things, but they're not allowing themselves to get there because they're afraid. Please don't give yourself to anyone else. I can feel you, and it tears me up to even know that it's a possibility I could lose you forever. So even though like they may not always show up and say everything or do everything the right way, or they may drag their feet, or, you know, come and go, or whatever, the people that, you know, most of the things that people do is because they've got something going on with them. It's not you. So just know that this person is afraid like I feel like they're just afraid to be real and authentic. Thank you for being you, my light in the dark. So there's something about you that lights them up. I've been meditating, expanding my mind. I'm starting to see. Would you ever be able to forgive my mistakes? Could you truly trust me? And if I could stay, I would. So if this person has come and gone, you do have a soulmate, like strong, deep bond. They're saying, please let me come back. When I come, I'm going to die if I lose you forever. So it's like they really don't want to lose you. They don't want you to go be with somebody else. They see you as the light in the dark. I want to run my hands all over your soft skin and through your hair. I despise others giving you attention, even though I know I should. My fucking pride stands in the way. So again, ego, pride, fear, doesn't want to lose you, doesn't want anybody else to have you, but like they're having a hard time coming to give to you what you deserve. They save everything that you've sent to them. They're sorry they don't always know the right response, but they're coming up with better answers. So sometimes it's that too. Sometimes they don't know how to have a healthy communication. They don't know the right words because they've never heard them. If there are people around them that they grew up with, or the people that they've had past relationships with, or whatever things occurred, maybe they were healthy at one point and easily communicating at one point. Somebody bucked them up. It gets hard. But I feel like they do want to come up with the right answers. They're talking to you and you're not there. They want you right now, but they're constantly battling themselves. They don't feel fully ready. So as soon as they do, they're gonna show up. I'm truly in love with every piece of you. I've replayed all the conversations and times that we've had together. I'm sorry, I always hold back. I'm so confused. I don't know what to do. Please help me figure this out. So they're trying to figure out what to do. It was love at first sight. My first like true love. Nobody can take that away. And I know we have a connection unlike any other. Sometimes I try to deny it, but I can't ignore the signs I see. So they're committed to improving themselves. So I feel like they will get better over time and show up to say the things. But they do need help to figure that out. And it may just be a matter of time for them to figure it out. Yeah, I've replayed all the conversations, tried to move on, and I can't. So the same ones come out like over and over when it's like I talk to you, I express everything as if you were here. I swear that like you have like if if you could like bug the room, then you would know exactly what they want to say, because they still have no idea what to actually say to you. It's like they can practice all they want, but then they're like, oh, that was stupid, I can't say that. And again, I want you now. Where are you? I have fantasies to play out with you. I never wanted to hurt you. Please let me back in when I come. So those times that those things repeat like that, I despise others coming near you. My pride stands in the way. So some of it's pride and ego, some of it's fear, some of it's just a lack of knowing what to do, and that probably activates the pride and ego of them. Like, I'm afraid to look stupid, so I'm just gonna do nothing. Is sometimes what people do. But I feel like you're the person that they would like to connect with. They feel magnetically drawn to you. There is these obstacles present, but you can be like that like you can have that loyal partnership of the dog, of like a very supporting friend, a sibling, peer, pet, faithful companion, loyal and devoted. So just know, like, it can get there. The justice will manifest when it's meant to, but there is a deep commitment here on a deeper level. So if you've been holding on to anything or letting this like scatter your mind or pull you apart in any way that can be, it can be hard. If that has been going on, try not to do that. Don't let miscommunication come about out of this stuff either. Like, don't take what they don't do or don't say into your mind and turn it into something that was never said or done or thought, because that doesn't help. Just know that they're struggling, and it's not a reflection of you. But you will have the status quo change and clear vision of the past, present, and future. New hope, new perspectives, and new opportunities will come. You will lift into a new place further down the road. So focus on loving yourself for balance and justice. Trust that the pain that you've been through is leading you to your destiny in your healed, aligned place as the Empress for clarity and valuable offers. But right now it's just about standing powerful in your own and moving towards your victory and your transformation. for your happily ever after, which will manifest, as long as you don't get caught in those illusions or let things be something that they're not really. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. Sounds. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Jenny, I'm open to whatever spirit wants me to do. All right. You're the artist. It's the artist here is the Venus card. And it says, I create my vision. Create a visionary, imaginative, idealistic, connective, harmonious, passionate, receptive, reverent, and spiritual. I feel like there may be something you need to do. And then the great nurturer is the moon. I give and receive nourishment. So motherly, nurturing, devoted, loving, wise, empathic, compassionate, abundant, generous, receptive, emotional, inclusive, supportive, and stable. I feel like you need to tap into like that mothering part of yourself to let your inner child be free and play both roles. You know what I mean? Like, I know you probably didn't grow up playing like like all the things that other people did. Not everybody else did either. You know, there's a lot of other people that weren't doing it, but I think you know what I mean. Like, allow yourself to be both of these versions. Like, the inner child wants to come out and paint and play and make a mess, and the mother is gonna be like nurturing and loving and kind and like clean that fucking mess up. But I feel like this is something that you should work on, that is like creative and inspired, and what the fuck? Okay, please. So the artist is the creator, inventor, innovator, musician, dancer, performer, writer, visionary, artist. You have a deep reverence for beauty and you can see it everywhere. You're inspired by beauty in the world, and when you express that wealth, your visions through your art to uplift the world. Your primary motivation is to create. Your viewpoint is unique, and it needs to be channeled through your chosen medium to a full expression in order for you to realize your value. You are inner referenced, and because you see from the inside out, you have the ability to make your inspirations a reality that others can see, feel, hear, and touch. You are well liked and a natural connector. You have a magnetism which enhances your power of attraction. You draw people to you through your creations. As an artist, you dwell in your right brain where you have a plenitude of creative ideas. Typically, you take a non-traditional approach to work and love, to forge new ways of doing things, and one of your superpowers is to weave ideas and mediums together in new ways. This makes you a valuable resource of creative solutions for logical left brain thinkers. So, if you are undervaluing yourself, chances are you may have a core belief that you're not enough, or you're not good enough, or you were most likely programmed with this belief at an early age by parents, teachers, or peers. This mindset can undermine your efforts to make money or create wealth from art. And when you are in the shadow of the artist, you may see such an idealized vision of what you want to create that you become disappointed, even devastated, when your practical efforts at creation don't match the ideal. So when you focus on the faults in your work, or you get caught up in perfectionism, you block your creative genius from doing its magic, and you might abandon projects before they're even complete, or worse yet, you might not even start one of those great works. And if you find yourself in the shadow of an artist, it's important to get back in touch with your purpose. Move your body, get out of your head, and spend time in nature to surround yourself with the people who appreciate you and your work, and allow yourself to hone those artistic high-value gifts to create your vision through your chosen artistic medium. And sometimes I think when like they say artist, like people are like, oh, they think of like a person with a palette. It's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't poem, write, sing, dance, like whatever, like anything we make is art, and it's expressed. So nurture that part of you. I feel like you need to go back in time to fix that belief that was never really like, I feel like it's still there in you. They didn't kill it, but sometimes you don't embrace it fully, or you hone it down because of that lingering, shit show stuff. But you've got your stuff now too. You've got that sage awareness. Make yourself like a script or something, that like a meditation that's going to help you to use all that wisdom you just learned to reprogram anything about that, and then express yourself creatively. It's safe for me to be creative. It's safe. I'm magical. I'm innovative. I'm artistic. I'm awesome sauce. And even if I make a fucking mess, it's still amazing. Um, so you're wise, spiritual, wealthy, gracious, intuitive, inspired, devoted, expansive, self-reflective, truth-seeking, emotionally intelligent, truthful, philosophical, and charitable. So allow yourself to do, let go of any fears, let go of any doubts. Focus on your innate ability to heal too, like your energy healing. I feel like, all right, so you got the certificate for that, right? Like hypnotherapy. You're an energetic healer, like intuitively. Um, you have a support system around you. Like your life purpose is gonna fully support you, but you might need to let go of the fear that it couldn't or it won't, or like whatever. You may not even, I feel like you're blocking yourself off from options that you do have and that you could decide to take. No matter what it is, you could become you go work with flowers, or be a counselor, that utilizes flowers to counsel. Like, it doesn't matter. People will, oh, I like that, yeah. Like, essential oils come out of flowers, right? Essential oil, like the citrus one, orange, it lifts us out of depression. So if you became a counselor and worked with, like essential oils or whatever, you could correlate those two things. But you have that sensitivity, that creativity, that ability to, embrace your heart's desires. And obviously, you're doing things, you're changing things, like you're learning new things. You've been on this path a while. You have that extra sensitivity. There may be a career change. It doesn't have to happen overnight. You don't have to be like, I quit today, guys, bye. You have the freedom to go slow. You have the freedom to, like, stay supported as you shift. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. And I think sometimes we feel that way. Like, I can't do that. You could, especially if you put boundaries up at your work where you're a fucking overachieving crazy person. Like, all right, guys, like, I want to be more, like, carefree. I want to have more time for me. I want freedom so that I can paint on the weekends or whatever it is without being exhausted. I want to open my options up. Like, no matter what it is, whatever your heart's desire, you can create it. You have the strength within you to manifest it, and you can be successful with it. But the whatever belief that started as a child that's like, you can't have that. You got to build a new situation inside the brain. Write affirmations, speak things. Maybe it's even just like writing on the weekends. Maybe you have a book to write. Maybe there's a counseling thing inside of you that needs to come out of you. But talk to your angels, talk to yourself, listen to your sensitivity about what it is you want to do for your next steps. But don't go get wrapped up or self-sabotage, or run, because like what I'm seeing with this is like, I remember the time that you were like on the beach and you saw the rose and whatever. That was a time where I was like, what are you doing? Because I like saw, like, I didn't know, because I didn't even like see you. You just disappeared, and I was like, where the fuck is she? I feel like, but I was going through my own thing at that time because of a covert narcissist, and I was like, oh, I'm afraid. Like, I was afraid to even say anything because I was like so shell shocked by like constantly like walking on eggshells. But it was correct. Like, that information that I was feeling about you, that thing, it was like, I feel you have that thing. It's like, you just got that certificate and stuff. So it's like, this would be that time where you might be like, okay, let me really fuck up and like do something like I did that time where I just threw myself into work and I wasn't really happy and I wasn't doing the things I know make me happy. Because you know what makes you happy when you do them and you stay balanced and you stay in that good energy. So don't go self-destructing. Don't go getting all caught up in illusion land. And I think sometimes this can happen because, again, I recognize you in me. It's like they said, like you get your certificate, right? I finished that thing that was like, I've been building it up into this time. But then sometimes afterwards, it's like, but it didn't change. You know what I mean? Like we expect something on the other side of it because it's like it's farther over there. Here I am now. I'm here, and wait a minute, that big thing that I was like expecting didn't come to be. But that's because you got to create it. You've got to be the one to choose where you emotionally invest yourself, where you put your time and energy and effort, and how you show up in the world. And don't feel, don't let yourself like get down into a lull or anything like that. Just know that like you're making momentum, you're making motivation, you're making magician shit happen. So stay on that flow up with that clarity, and don't let your fear or anything come in to like keep you from manifesting your fucking ultimate fulfillment and your emotional fulfillment to be happy. But yeah, like try to ride the wave of the energy that's around you right now, where it's like you're on that flow. You're going. Don't go. I'm gonna go work overtime at this place that doesn't really give me that same thing, or I'm gonna stop listening to that thing that I've been listening to that's really helping me, or I'm not gonna show up to that thing that I know I feel better after I go to it. Keep the justice and balance in your life by choosing the victory that you know most aligns to you, passionately, inspired, valuable, places you want to be. Speak your truth with authenticity, and don't be afraid to go after it. And it doesn't have to look the way we thought it would, and it doesn't have to always play out exactly the way that we thought it might, but you dictate how you roll with the punches and how you roll with the shifts and how you roll with the whole reality. So justice and balance will be yours. You could be that very abundant, beautiful person. So just keep learning, letting go, and evolving. But also make those decisions. Don't get stuck in the place of like, get creative and inspired, and just keep making the baby steps. Even like, I don't know, like come up with like a timeline for yourself of like, if I don't know what the fuck this thing is by that time, like I'm gonna like really settle down, like you come up with like some sort of thing for yourself, expectations. Yeah, so you can become the head of the pack and successful in your own life. Because I know you do that, you get stuck, like it's the dopamine. You chase the dopamine, like I'm gonna do a good job at work and people are gonna acknowledge my good job, and that makes me feel valuable, because that's how we get our recognition. Is like, I did what you needed and I did it good, and you gave me that, oh, good job. And so then I'm like, yay, I'm gonna come and do that again. But if it's not for yourself in your life, if you're like, there's a lion around you that owns that place, that you're helping them with their thing, you're like, wait, like I got a ball in my court, I got the world in my hand, I don't want to be constantly helping yours. I want to break free and see, through my fears and doubts or whatever, so that I can come out and rise into that woohoo, follow my intuition, and not expect it to end badly or whatever. Like we can balance things. Like you could choose to be a part-time employee, especially if you've been that good. You don't have to cut things out completely or make full crazy 100. I think we have all or nothing thinking. The ADHD brain is like all or nothing. It doesn't have to be that way. Those hidden answers are there. Like it's sometimes very obvious to everybody else but us, or like when we realize, oh my God, why didn't I just do that? Like it's usually, it's just part of life. But keep working on the subconscious, and know that you're going to find the perfect key for you to make the right partnerships, the right things, the right experiences in work, in love, in money, in home life, in your resources, in your finances, in your twin flame type of romantic thing. And again, spiritual path is lonely sometimes. Like we got to go through that time to become better by ourselves, so that we can come out and have that head of the pack, lightness, that, yay, I'm going to be leisurely, comfort, happy, a vibrant, abundant life, a birth of a daughter. I'm going to bridge myself over to that good shit that I would like to have, but I had to go through the time of awakening and learning, and, maybe there were some people in the way or things that I had to face, but my resources are growing, my value and worth is growing, I'm getting better with age, and I'm going to be victorious, and I'm going to remember all that I've learned along the way, and keep rising up through the ashes. The wounded warrior, it's like you learn things for a reason, and it makes you stronger and more powerful and capable as you go. So, try to hold on to that strength inside of you that you have. You're a leader. Follow the, like, let people follow you instead of you follow others. You're not meant for that. Jenny. Sounds about right. I'm so unhappy at my regular job, but I'm so nervous I won't make enough money doing the new stuff. Oh my God, what the fuck, man? I work with a narcissist and she's making work horrible. So funny, I was thinking about all of that this morning. I don't work like I do have boundaries there now. Good. Um, you're welcome. Um, I feel like you basically it's weird because it's like I can feel you like through this. It's I'm like I can feel it and I feel like it's like all kind of like hand in hand too because like my own creative expression, right? Like again, we resonate with each other for a reason. Like the stuff that happens with Abby, the stuff that happens with Lisa, the stuff that happens with you, the stuff that like we may not all come in at the same times, like making sense completely, but you'll notice like people come in and out and circle back around, and there's a lot of similar fucking themes that we're like teaching each other, living with by next to, and it's like all of us are like, dude, just do what you fucking want, like trust, but like it's easy to say that to you, but when it comes to me, I'm like, I don't know. Like, because we all do that. So don't, again, nurture yourself. Be the mom to you that you needed when you were a kid. That sage, wise advice of like, it's okay, honey. You don't need to know right now. You don't need to know where you're going. Just be happy on the way. Be the teacher and the student, and again, that all or nothing thing is a very detrimental thing that many people have. It's like, oh, bad. Like, people get a side hustle because they know, like, all right, what I'm being paid from this situation isn't going to cut it over there. But if I put that effort in and I grind, like when I left the community that I was in, and I was not making fucking shit in that community, like, but in my head, it was just what I was used to. It was my vibration. I only drove Uber for a very short time. And even when I did Uber, because of my psychic abilities, because of who I am, I innately did what I do to every fucking person that got in the car. And then it was such a short-lived thing anyways, because I was putting that time and energy and effort to me solely, I wasn't doing that one's website and that one's this and that one's Facebook and that one's blah, 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 spread myself way too much, and I just all on me. I was like very quickly able to start manifesting. And you have those ways of like I know you can come up with the pathways to create the money and the abundance that you will need. Like a lot of people go, oh, like you don't get monetization from YouTube until you've had like 1,000. Who gives a fuck? You have a description box, put links in there, use a PayPal thing. Like, even if you do get monetized on YouTube, I don't know what you guys are expecting. Like, it's like a cent for every 1,000 views or something. It's like, it takes a lot of views to get up there. I think the biggest I had, like, I was making like $1,000 with the Bridget Rao and this channel, like at the height, like $1,000 a month for ad revenue, and that was probably also when people were signing up for that old membership over there that was $1.99. So like those things are adding into it, but that was like after 2 years of making tons of videos that 10,000 people would watch. Like it took a while to get there. So like a lot of people will focus on that and keep them from going at all because they're like, oh, they can't get monetized, they can't do what the hell, like that's not going to make or break it. So instead of focusing on that thing, which is more so just a reason, we come up with all these other ways, like, well, I can sell this and I can do that and I can use this thing. And basically what YouTube is a funnel. It's a sales funnel. It's a like, hey, I'm going to get people's attention that and they just do it on their own. Like if you continuously put content out there, people like what you put out there, they find their way to things on their own. It's crazy. Um like last week I left the sound on my phone, and it was like cha-ching, 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 because of the Etsy efforts that I put in. Was like, oh wow, and then people favoriting the store again, and liking the store, and liking that product, and liking that and all of that benefits me, because the more people that look at it, the more Etsy shows it to others. The more people interact with it, or put it in their like little favorites, or add it to their fucking cart. Doesn't matter if they don't buy it. Somebody, Etsy's like, oh, somebody added to their cart, show it to more people. Like, so even if it doesn't end in a sale, every action, interaction, all of that stuff, any traction that you get, just it's good action. And again, quality over quantity. People get really caught up on the numbers of like, oh, you only have 5 subscribers. Well, if those 5 subscribers are all going to pay you $5,000 a month, who gives a shit if you only have 5 subscribers? You can have 5,000 subscribers and they all give you $1, which is unlikely, and then you get that $5,000 that you could have had 5 times over with the quality over quantity. People don't always recognize it. Like people are like, like, you know, whatever. Like I can continue to put out the content that I know massive amounts of people are going to want to look at or do, but if that doesn't like translate into something where it's like, oh, that makes sense, then it's stupid to continue to do it. But our egos are all like, oh, I want to have like 1,000 people like this video. Like, so try not to get caught up in that stuff. But no, like if we're smart, which I know you are, you can do what you need to do to be very lucrative, and come out the gate with high value on yourself. Don't be like, I'm gonna like discount myself down to $5, because that's not, you know, you'll stay there. It'll be much harder to get anywhere good. Yes, it is. I'm working on a game plan to get set up. Everything is half started. I need to finish it and get going. You know what happens? Like I've noticed, like if I finish one task, that gives me that dopamine. I need to like do another task and another task. And so sometimes looking for the one that has the best like return, like, oh, you know, or like I like Canva. So if I'm like, oh, I want to post crystals, what I do is I take the pictures of the crystals, then I go to Canva to take the background off and to add the words and all of that, because I like being in Canva. And then it's like, oh, I've got the pictures, now let me go do the description. And before I know it, I've posted a published thing. Oh my God. In that, oh, now I'm going to do the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So just find the things that do that for you to give the motivation. Can help sometimes. Not all the time, but it can. Sometimes it's like, it doesn't matter. I'm never going to do nothing. I go for acupuncture, and the girl that does it is like, let me know when you're ready. I have people to send to you. She was talking to me about Amazon too, LOL. She makes extra, yeah, so, we were talking about Canva, yeah. I'm signed up as an Amazon affiliate. That's like why when I was like, oh wow, look at, I have like 4 fucking brand new planners from Amazon. I was like, hey guys, made a video about them, because I've done that in the past, just anyways, to like show people, share people. It was an idea. But when that happened, I was like, oh yeah, because when I put those links there, I get a commission. The only thing is, like Amazon, you've got to find the right things to do that with if you're going to do that. Some people also have their shops. I have a shop on there, but I don't ever promote it. I don't talk about it. I don't put links anywhere so nobody sees it. Like, doesn't really do much for me in that sense, but if I committed to it and gave a lot of energy to it, I know I could grow it. ClickBank is a place you want to go if you want to do affiliate marketing or some place like that. There's Commission Junction. I think it may be CJ something now. There is ClickBank. Those are places where people have gone and created something, and they will literally pay you like $50 every time you sell one of those things. And sometimes there will be recurring things that it's like they're going to sign. If somebody goes through your link that you say you have a blog and you blog about spiritual topics, and because you're blogging about spiritual topics, you can, realistically stick some spiritual products and things in there, and people aren't going to be like, they're not going to feel weird about it. If they go in there through your link, you get the $50 thing, You might even get one that's like $50 monthly because they've signed up to a thing that's bigger. And a lot of the people on there pay you more than they pay themselves because you're doing all of that extra shit. They don't care because there's a lot of affiliates, and everywhere has that. Walmart, fucking like Walmart, Amazon, everybody. I have an affiliate program. Like, it doesn't matter where you go to the bottom of the website, you're gonna find an affiliate link thing. You sign up for it, and then once you start building a following, or you have a blog that's growing, or you have videos that it's like people know, oh, this person reviews products or talks about whatever. You could even make websites for free, post, keyword relative, like, and just post the thing. Like, I'm going to do one about dog collars, boom. And all the things in there are dog collars. So it doesn't matter what fucking dog collar they buy. I'm going to commission off of that. And I'm going to let that roll and be out there. Maybe I'll make an Instagram page for it called Dog Collars, because that makes sense, because now Instagram is also SEO ran. So what you type in comes back, So just be smart when you do those things. Like, top 7, blah, blah, blah. Those get watched way more than, like, top blah, blah, blah. Top 7 changes it miraculously. And just having like that, it just smart. Just be smart about, if I was going to be looking for this, what would I type into Google? That's all you got to do. And, put it in the title of whatever it is, put it in the description of whatever it is. And then a lot of places will have like hidden places, like Etsy has a hidden place for the keywords. YouTube has a hidden place for some keywords. Instagram too, like Instagram, Facebook, when you share a picture there, just a picture, you can put in alternate text about what the picture is, and that will up the chances of more people finding it because it says what it is. Like, maybe you're not, like, if you do like, oh, like a fireplace, blah, 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 you're not going to maybe say that in the caption because it's just a picture that, like, happens to have that. It maybe doesn't go with your content, but that's another way to attract viewers, depending on what it is. You want to be smart about it. But meta descriptions and, like, taking the time out to learn about these things gives people an advantage that other people don't use. This is why some people are like, yeah, like, I'm making $10,000 a month on ClickBank every day, and other people are like, I've been trying for 10 years, and it's like, well, you didn't, like, apply yourself, man, because it's there. But it's a little bit of common sense and a little bit of, like, studying. And I think my thing that came out of, like, my ADHD is like a blessing in that sense, because I can hyper focus on anything that doesn't fucking matter, and I'm okay with it. I can draw for hours listening to all this bullshit shit and absorb it. But other people just like, oh, fuck that, I don't care. It's also how bad you want it too, because some people are comfortable. I had no choice. I had to make it. You know what I mean? So, I was desperate to get the fuck out of there. I have tons of notes and tons of stuff. Like, I was like full on teaching myself like a master of all the different ways that I could possibly maybe make money online. And then it just happened to like happen. When I still had a phone over a year ago, someone who came for answers about the COVID went and started a group and her family and put me in it, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on in my phone. Yeah, I think right now I have like over 100 messages. I don't even know where they come from anymore. Like, and like, I'm like, who the fuck are these people? But you can click, usually, I don't know, I don't have an iPhone, but you can usually click somewhere, like there's a button somewhere, and you can just like remove yourself or block that number or the numbers that are putting you in there, or just be like, hey, I don't want to do that. But it is kind of chaotic, and everywhere you go now you need to give either an email or a phone number. You've been looking into all that. Yeah, Jenny, you have that brain to do that super hyper focus, and you have just get committed. Just get that thing. You can't do it, Jenny. You're not gonna be able to fucking do it, Jenny. No, you will. Like, that's all you need. You can't do it. You're gonna suck. Like, ah! Um, that's what I usually need. Hi, Laura. Okay, let me make sure. Manifester was here. Let me just get Manifester. I did Shelly Songs of Starlight, and then I will do you, Laura. And Manifester, did you ask a question? Or, because it snowed here yesterday. Hello, hello. Awesome sauce. Um, this feels like my person. So you're getting some messages already. From your profile pic, it looks like you had a bright aura. This all resonated. I met someone, but I had to stop talking to him, so I wonder if he'll be back. I'm committed to me. Songs of Starlight focus on you and being committed to you, and I'm sure, like that's magnetic, but like, that make that judgment call. You're just gonna be magnetic and aligned. Don't go getting all like hidden away. Just live your best life, and that's gonna attract things. But if you put your life on hold and wait around for people to return or whatever, that's gonna end up feeling this way no matter how you try to spin it. If you wait, don't ever, if anything, actively wait. Go out, date other people, have a good time. Like, put yourself into that energy of who you really want to be. If you want to be dating somebody and that person's not available to date somebody that's available to date, because that's the only way you're really going to get into that energy of dating somebody, is by doing it, or at least like go put yourself out into places, opportunities, like live a life that doesn't feel like this, that doesn't feel like I'm waiting for that person to return, because the longer you wait for them to return, the longer they will be gone. That's just how it's how the attraction works with most things. We just got to become who we want to be. All right, and also I just realized, but where, oh wait, did you ask something? Oh, okay, that's not for me. And Brent, okay, Manifester. Did you have a question, Manifester? If I ever have a son, I want to call him Brent. Oh my god. Sounds like me. Is Manifester here? Alright, I'm going to do Laura. Laura. Whatever needs to come through. Okay, Laura. And then maybe Manifester will be back. He got all like sidetracked by Brent. He's like naming his firstborn after Brent now. Alright, I got the Hermit, which is a recurring motherfucking stupid thing tonight. But we also have Justice. So we're coming out of winter, people. I know it's a bad time. It sucks. It's like, conflict out of nowhere. But when we come out of the winter, we come out of we move on to the partnerships and to the fiery, like aligned, magnetic, abundant, good shit show stuff shifts into good stuff rather than shit show stuff. So if there's been, hard times or low vibes or you're going to rise through those ashes, but expect that and start, like I just said, we got to be who we want to be so we can be it. It's sometimes we got to fake it to make it in those first initial stages of rising through the ashes. Like, if you're really uninspired and unhappy and it's cold and it's miserable, you got to really commit to that evolution of like, all right, I got to really do this. So I'm going to do those things I know that work. I'm going to, if I notice myself sitting around and feeling icky or whatever, I'm going to force myself to shower and put on makeup or whatever it is that makes me feel a little bit better about being me. I'm going to get creative in those ways. And like, if I know like, hey, those couple of weeks that I was like very consistent every day with the blah, 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 I made me feel better. I'm going to keep doing that rather than waiting and prolonging and putting it off and feeling bad every day. So if you want to have a rise through the ashes and you want to heal, everything in your life to be more aligned for victory and valuable new beginnings, where you're not sitting around waiting on other people to decide your fate, or you're not waiting. Like I just said to this person, don't motherfucking wait, because if you fucking sit there and wait, you're going to sabotage yourself in this sense of, and nothing will change. So you got to love yourself enough to be like, okay, like I am not going to juggle my value and worth by waiting. I want that next level commitment. I'm going to commit to myself to become the person that can have that. Like if I don't feel like that, then like how can I manifest that, So I got to be that wish come true right now. Who is that girl? What does she do? Where does she go? What is she wearing? What is she eating? Who does she talk to? Who does she hang out with? Is she fucking, happy? And then again, also, like earlier in this thing, I was saying too, like sometimes we get really caught up on it's not even like you may get it be like if you got what you thought you wanted, you may find you don't want it. The only reason it's so much of a thing is because of how you perceived the experience that you went through with it. So like if you put somebody up on a pedestal that doesn't deserve to be there, and you want a valuable star, you want the 10 of Pentacles, but you keep getting hurt by that person, they keep making you feel like, what the fuck is wrong with me, why do you keep doing this to me, or what, you know what I mean? Sometimes just the dynamics of that alone set you up to be very hard pressed to come by happiness, to start finding a lot more burdens around you, and you may want to reconcile with them, but you may not really want that. You just want them to give you what they didn't give you to begin with. That like, hey, you're a good person. You know what I mean? Like the recognition that you deserve that they didn't give, that you deserve, but feels like it's missing because you deserve it. But until you acknowledge that, sometimes it's hard for it to show up. So if you want love that's like feels good and it's there and it's quick and it's like stays, not quick because sometimes that's not a good sign, but in a couple of ways, but somebody that's going to work together with you to build something stable, like you need to be confident for yourself that I can have good, just, balanced things, like, and I'm not going to let people's behaviors break me down into a place of like, I'm shitty, sucky, I don't deserve anything better. And unfortunately, once it happens in our lives, it can kind of spiral down real fast, or it can attract more of that into our life in different ways. Like it may manifest into our money, it may manifest into our family, it may have came from our family to begin with. And no, I don't know your personal story, but I have a sense of like something, I feel like something to do with your dad. Like I don't think he beat the crap out of you or what. Maybe he did. I don't know. But like I know there's something about things that happened or the way that you perceive things. It may not have been a personal attack. Like it may have just been that whatever tools and things that were available to the parents that we have in our lives, like they just weren't the best tools and things available to them, so they didn't do the best job where they could have. Or at times we were left feeling kind of like, or we took things on, or we made it become something that it wasn't. Like, oh, like remember the day that you told me about like singing, and you were like, well, he told me, ba 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 ba, but like, I feel like because I know like kids are sensitive, and if you don't meet them there in a sensitive way, it's not good. And dads really suck at that a lot of times because dads grew up with dads that were like, and it was like it's gotten better over time. Men are more emotionally available. It depends on the man now. It's an evolution and it's a thing that's changing, but like it's not a reflection of you. You're not a bad kid. You didn't do anything wrong. Maybe you were being loud and annoying, but it doesn't mean you had a bad singing voice or that's what he meant in that moment. You took that to feel that way, and you feel that way. You believe that. And so me introducing that other thing of like, well, maybe you were just being annoying, maybe being an annoyed kid, and you were like, no. Because cognitive dissonance, your first thing that you took away from that was like, he likes her voice better than mine, and I'm bad at singing, and I should just shut up for the rest of my life, and nobody like sees me as good, That's how quick it can happen, and it can stay with you for life. And then it causes imbalances in other places, or it causes us to maybe keep connecting with people that repeat those patterns. That doesn't mean that you can't you can't come together with like people that those patterns existed with, or like you can't reconcile with your parents on a level that's like, hey, we're much healthier now, or we've worked through that, or we've talked and discussed. Like he may probably not even remember that day if we were to talk to your dad about it. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll like, oh yeah, your songs, you suck at singing. Who knows? Like, you never know it until we communicate about it. But if you can also like be kind of like, well, I was a child. I wasn't like professionally fucking, practiced or anything like that. So I shouldn't really expect much out of myself. But again, it was the girl in you that was emotionally like, oh, my dad doesn't like I feel like there was a sibling rivalry within that. There was like emotionally little girl thing within that of like, which just happens and it's there. But I feel like you're intuitively figuring these things out. And you're healing, you're growing. I've seen you change a lot. Like you've matured a lot. You, like I know you know what I mean. There's, and we've all have. Only reason I'm laughing is because I have too. I've been there. I've done the crazy things, but you're figuring out how to be more in your power, more in your control. You're deserving of being up on that fucking thing. And if there's people around you that don't see this or don't treat you that way or can't balance things in a balanced way, that's like, hey, I feel like I'm up here, then we need the right people that, and not in a like conceited like treat me like I'm a goddess, like, and you're just a piece of whatever, but in a way that like makes me feel loved and makes me feel good. It makes me feel supported, like I have something you like, because otherwise why do I want you around me if you make me feel inadequate and not good enough and like I should just shut up and go away, because obviously that's not going to serve me at any level. So I feel like you're getting into your chariot to have victory. You're going to reconcile with your inner child and yourself and your healing, and you're going to come into the right partnership when you're ready to like have that rippled back to you. And I feel like a valuable new start could be coming. There could still be conflict, chaos, like some, you know what it is too. I feel like sometimes like you want to spark a new start. You want to be magnetically charged. Women want to be desired. They want to be like ravaged. They want to be like loved, not raped, like but like desired and oh wow, you're beautiful, like and pursued and all of that. And if that's not what's happening, or there's somebody that's not making that emotional fulfillment at times, it can be kind of about the way we feel. But I feel like your time of that is coming to an end. You've planted the seeds, you've done the emotional work, you're healing, you're growing. Summertime's coming. Like, what do they call that? Fucking something, summertime hoe bags or something. I don't know what is that? Hot girl summer or something. I don't know what it is, but I feel like you're figuring things out that you need to figure out so that you can go out there and live your best life without feeling all conflicted or chaos, or like I'm less than, I'm not, I can't, I don't deserve or whatever, based off of other people's opinions and behaviors and patterns and things like that. Recognizing like that's them, not me. I'm not going to juggle myself because they do, or like they don't know how to recognize a good thing because all they ever do is have bad things. So a good thing is foreign to them. Like I said before, you love unconditionally. You deserve that love back. I think you were, in the past a little anxious to maybe even acknowledge that, but I think you're balancing out those things inside of yourself and recognizing that, like, I'm strong, independent, confident. I've got myself here so far, and I keep healing and I keep growing and I keep overcoming, and this idiot keeps fucking up everything they do, so obviously I'm not that bad. Like, like when you compare and contrast in that level, instead of being like, oh, but they blah blah blah, like just look at what they do and how they fuck up and they keep repeating the same mistakes. It's like, you're not, you're growing, you're evolving, so if that's the case, sometimes you could be like, was I wrong about this person, or am I wrong about them for right now? Do they have some fucking work to do before they can even, get their shit together enough within themselves to give to me like a changed version of them with clarity and illumination? Because if they're still guarded and weird and blocked, which I was going to say, a lot of times men, just because their initial thing that they said was the initial thing that they said, they will like stay there forever till they're dead, even though they don't feel that or believe that, or they've had like a change of a whatever. A lot, it's like some people are so fucking like about stuff that they just don't want to, they're just stubborn. And if you're stubborn, your person will be stubborn. So also sometimes there's mirrors within things of like, oh wow, like we're both just doing this thing, and so until one of us chooses not to do that or walks away from that messy situation and stands in the power and the confidence enough to know, like, hey, we can change our mind, it doesn't mean we're defeated or we lost a battle. Like when we look at love as a battle, or we look at things of like, I gotta protect myself from you, it's like, it's not the right way to be. And I feel like that's where a lot of the guys, the twin masculine energies, have been. They got hurt before, and because of whatever happened to them, it may not have even been you that hurt them, but because of that, they feel like they need to protect themselves and stick to their guns and be that person. And I feel like we all have that in us. We all can be stubborn. We can all be stupid at times, but we also have the strength inside of us to choose. Eventually we get to our breaking points, or eventually we get to that place where justice has to happen, and we have to find the strength for that to manifest, whatever that means. If that means I'm not going to wait anymore, or if that means you're finally going to admit that you're an idiot for doing all of those other things that you've done, and apologize, whatever. I feel like you're going to get the answers that you need to move forward with love in your life that can flow, and the judgments that you've made to grow and heal and not play those games and not get all wrapped up. And maybe you still at times do. Maybe you still do the tit for tat thing. Maybe you still have the weird I haven't seen you in a while. I don't know what you've done. And we can get triggered again if those people are immature, people that have those if he comes in and he does this thing and you know how that makes you feel, and he knows how that makes you feel, and he does that might make you react in a way that does something that you know how he feels when it's a tit for tat for a reason. But at some point we got to walk away from that, because it's not fun to be involved in that for any extended time. So this comes in handy when that's the case, where it's like, all right, we just keep daggering each other. We just keep playing each other for fools. We just keep, doing the same thing. Maybe we need like a fucking 5-year, 20-year, whatever, couple of lifetime breaks. Everybody's different. But if you can be that cool, calm, collected about it and just look at it like, all right, maybe this isn't the life. I'm going to open up to see what wants to manifest easily, because our lives aren't meant to be difficult. We're not meant to suffer and struggle, and I think that's been messed up within the twin flame community. People are, it's gotta be hard. No, it doesn't. It should be easy. It should be, eventually, something should happen positively. You should be happy and fulfilled with this, because otherwise, life moves very quickly. Years will pass very quickly. And if you want to have a baby and a family and, things that you don't want to miss out on, you're going to end up finding oh my God, look at all the things I missed out on while I was sitting here feeling this way. Because that's all that we will continue to feel when we're there. So I feel like you're learning how to shift the timeline and to recognize that, I'm not going to waste the rest of my days, in any way, in any manner. I'm going to demand truth. I'm going to demand communication. I'm going to demand respect. I'm going to demand consistency. And when I see this toxic pattern type of bullshit, I'm going to demand new sparking love and openness to it so that it can flow easily, because, and again, earlier we said, sometimes you're just one karmic relationship away from the union with somebody, but you need to go through that thing that you're blocking and prolonging because you didn't, you were waiting for this person, but meanwhile, some dude over here that you married, 6 lives ago, he's waiting for you to come, be like, hey, for 2 weeks, and then you're done. And then you're like, oh, there's my happily ever after, and the love that I wasn't getting before, because I was choosing to wait instead of live and enjoy and celebrate and let other people present to me, and show me my magnetic charm, and communicate and go out and have a good time. Just have fun. Just live your life and expect justice and balance is coming, because I feel like it is coming for you. But if we hold on to anything or get fearful or worked up about stuff, then we just block it. So try to go to the least resistance that there can be in your life. All right, where the hell did he go? All right, Manifester, are you here? And Laura might have gone too, because Laura, did that make sense? And I hope it didn't say anything don't take my words and put it into the movie either, because sometimes it's hard to deliver these messages in a way that's hey, I'm just saying, and it's all stuff we know. It's people come to me for blah 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 blah, all the things they already know. That's if I want this happy ever after, I've got to walk away from the stuff that's not happily ever after. But being the person to be hey guys, I'm gonna tell you this information that you already know, is oh man, you because we all have it in us. We all know we could stay here juggling our value worth forever, or we could be no, I'm gonna ride this wave into better days. I'm strong and powerful and magnetic and sexy. I want this. So why the fuck am I dealing with somebody that doesn't do that? Like, what? That doesn't make sense. I want to feel magnetically like woohoo. I want to have orgasms and like fun. Live emotional fulfillment. I want to move on to better days. I want to be that sage of flames. I want my kundalini to rise. I want like excitement. I want emotional like woohoo. I want to be happy. My wishes to come true. And you may not be able to do that. So I have to choose to move to the place where this is not the thing. And sometimes that means single, sexy, confident, independent for a little while. And when you really own this, that can sometimes change the idiot minds that are like doing this shit and leaving you feeling, oh, because they're like, oh, wow, look, when you stand up and you're not all like sad in the water, you're really pretty. So sometimes it's our shift that needs to occur for people to come, deliver things that they weren't able to see or recognize or whatever. Sometimes we need to just have that awareness so we can start to the things, or even just see something differently. Finally, like, wait a minute, what am I doing to myself? Or just that boom moment, the breaking back type of situation. The indigo, which is the magician. It's like, so eventually we're gonna have all the things come together where that Queen of Swords is like, you know what, motherfucker, fuck you. I choose to transform. I don't want to be sad. I want to be happy. And you don't want that. Or you can't give me that. So why am I waiting for you to not give me that? And I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying I feel like you're learning how to navigate these things so that you can have the guidance and the spiritual know-how to like not take things on personally, not let it derail you entirely, not go fall into a big bad place of whatever. Like and that's the thing, like people teach us who they are. So if they keep breaking your heart or doing things that are like, well, I'm going to come to expect it. And then if they return without apologizing, or they return and repeat the process or whatever, eventually clarity is just like, it doesn't matter. It's like, all right, I can't ignore that anymore. So sometimes it takes repetition in that sense, but other times it's just like we just have enough of something. We have enough of the shadow. We have enough of the dark. And that in itself can create the version of you that needed to be there so that the action and the communication and the wait a minute can happen, and that recognizing of your beauty and your value and your worth can manifest as that 4 of 1. You've got to choose you if you want others to choose you. You've got to feel abundant and sexy and magnetic if you want others to be like recognizing that about you. You've got to alchemize and ascend so that you can come together with that happy little boy and girl inside of yourself. But when we're here, it's a shit show, and it's like nothing good's gonna manifest from there. Just more towers and more heartache and more, I'm gonna let you treat me badly because I'm sad in the water and I don't deserve nothing. So things reflect to us until we change the reflection, and then they reflect that new reflection. Easier said than done, but I feel like you're figuring it out. Subconscious too. Work on your subconscious mind, the beliefs that you hold. Don't juggle your value and worth on any level so you can have your 10 of Pentacles, your ultimate fulfillment. The abundance, the money, the happiness, the joy. Woo, celebrate. But you know what? Like, you know what, motherfucker? You're going to keep going. Like, go do it yourself. Be like, you know what? You really like these other girls or whatever. Be like I decided to become like a... I'm in this like threesome thing here. Like, what are they? The people that have like open whatever. There's like like, oh, we're all in love. Like I got sick of waiting around for you, and I know that I see that you kind of explore the field or whatever. So I decided I was gonna go explore it, and now I have 2 other people in my life. There's no room for you. That's my true place. That's where I found my joy. I'm just kidding. But who knows? Maybe you go out and you find that like you like having choices and options in love rather than feeling like I don't have that, whatever the conditions have been, I feel like for a lot of people, it's going to be changing. So if you've been feeling sad, you've been feeling bad, you've been feeling like I'm not the one that was like awesome sauce in this situation, or I feel like I didn't get that just balance. I didn't get the outcome I maybe wanted. Well, you know what? Maybe it was the outcome that was the best serving for you. Maybe they were going to murder you if you got and moved in with them or something. Maybe they were going to do a lot more than just break your heart. Or maybe you know, like I said, sometimes it's like just a matter of you becoming that. It awakens this, because when you see it within you, they can see it within you, because they're your mirror. If it's your true person, that's your twin, they will reflect those things. And it's sometimes it's hard, and it's like a fucking funhouse mirror. It's not easy. It's not a straight line. Our anxieties, our fears, our doubts, our insecurities, they all play a part within this. But we are also on an ascension process, and there, you know, if you're not having good experiences manifest, or it's like it's just getting worse, or it's getting harder, or whatever, pull yourself out. Like, you call the shot and be like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to listen to my inner guidance, and I'm just going to take a break from that. I'm going to go find people that support me and make me feel good. And maybe it will be in a, what is that called? Polygamy. Maybe it'll be polygamy. Maybe you need polygamy for a little while. Maybe that's your karmic thing that's blocking you from your happily ever after. And then you'll get, you know, like, you guys get rid of the third party that was there, and it's like, wow, this works really well. Yeah, emotional fulfillment, a new start that's like, yay, comes out of the pain from the past. And it's like, wow, victory was finally mine. I just had to go be with, like, a bunch of weird situations that I never realized. I'm just kidding. Yeah, either way, you're moving on in a way that's going to help you to think in a new way and attract a new truth, new communication, victory. Maybe are you doing polygamy? Something's gonna make you happy, and I feel like they're gonna see that, because they're fucking gonna, and they may reflect on the things that they've done, and, you know, have different things happen. You got to take your power back, so that you can be in your, and I think that would be very beneficial for you anyways, with that person, just knowing the circumstances, like the conflict, the chaos, the type of people that have come about in the world. It's like meet them where they need you to meet them. Be the bitch that they, like, need you to be, you know. Show them that I'm not what you maybe have come to expect of me, or I'm not who you may have, you know, once known. You know, shift their beliefs by becoming that version of you that you know you are deep inside, and that you want to have that respect and those boundaries and all of that stuff that leads to here. So it comes out of the transformation, rising up, and letting them see that new version of you that's like, not so much like the victim of the circumstance anymore, not so much doing the things that you once did that they thought, oh, wait, I thought that was going to get that reaction. Nope, not anymore. You're going to come to balance union with yourself and choose yourself for new beginnings that don't lead you to hermiting alone and misery. It's going to heal. If you spend enough time alone and in that dark, eventually you find the light again, and you figure out how to come out and find the strength that was needed to pull yourself up out of there, because you will. And you'll be much stronger for it. And wiser. Alright. I don't think he's here anymore. So, Manifester, if you come back, watch this or whatever, I'll just send him an email. I'll send him one in an email. He'll probably be open, whatever. But yes, thank you guys very much. Oh yeah, all right. I'm gonna do the other one. I gotta go do Lisa, and then I'll do one for Manifester. But thank you guys very much. This is my third night of doing this live, and so yeah, I would like to get done with it. Oh fuck, and all right, I gotta go. I gotta do another private as well. But thank you guys. In my name, namaste.